Holy calamity, scream insanity. Are you ever gonna be another great fan of me? Break. Holy calamity, scream insanity. Are you ever gonna be another great fan of me? Break.
Like, okay, go out. You really ain't shit, bro. We gonna be honest about the whole thing.
Welcome.
You ain't motherfucking shit. I brought you in this comedy game, and you got a big head because you light skinned as light skinned people
I just saw where the ceiling was, and I was like, I'm gonna be the roof.
You ain't shit.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Open Micers Podcast. I'm Micah Hanner,
JD Etheridge,
and we got our man, returning guest, finally, Zoe Myers in the building.
What's going on, people?
Welcome. We got King Zoe.
King Joseph.
Yeah, King Joseph is that's my favorite, to be honest.
I think it's King Joseph the Ninth.
The ninth.
A long line of Josephs.
Joseph.
That's fucking.
How you been, Zo?
Been alright, man. Just trying to get my life together, man.
I feel that.
I feel you on that for real.
It's been about 2 years since we had you on the podcast. Obviously, we've grown a little bit, but what have you been up to in the past 2 years, as far as comedy wise, or just what you've been doing?
Jesus, man. It's been peaks and valleys like a motherfucker, man.
I feel that.
Like that year when I made it to the UCC, I felt like I was like, okay, I might be getting this a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then after that, just nosedive, it was to the point. I hope like every year, every single year, I feel like quitting. Every year.
Every year.
Year.
How long? Oh yeah. Let's get a quick update on the steps. How old are you, and how long you been doing?
Okay, I'm 38, and now April is 5 years comedy.
Dude, I swear you can say you're 27. I would believe it. I swear you can say you're 27. I would believe that shit. But what sparks this thought of giving up?
I don't know where it comes from. It might be so as a younger man, I had confidence issues constantly, and it's gotten better as I've gotten older. You know how you fucking.
I think I remember Trundy saying whenever he first met you that you were nothing like how you are now.
No, dude. I'm gonna tell you, I was so goddamn quiet. Steve was like, "Look, dude, you need to take improv to open yourself up because you scaring us, nigga. We need you way more interactive.
You're not saying anything. Just staring. It's freaking us all out. That's awesome.
So it's just confidence shit. Just I always battled it, and every year, man, you're not getting better. What the fuck are you doing? Are you not taking this seriously? You're not writing enough? What's going on, man? Maybe you do something. Maybe you're horrible. And then I get on stage and just continue to shit the bed, and it just makes it fucking worse. But that last year, I was like, okay, man, I'm feeling okay. And then I just started having some fucking health issues. I had this other shit that fucking I let somebody get to me that should not have gotten to me.
I feel that.
And it just went down. This year, it was, goddamn, man. I was like, dude, I just felt like, dude, you don't have it anymore. You've lost it.
Yeah.
You will never ever be funny again, ever. No funny thoughts will ever come out your head, out your mouth. Don't even do a knock joke, my nigga.
Yeah.
Nothing. No, don't post a picture online. Nothing. You ain't shit. And then you know what happened? I talked to Phil. He gave me a bunch of acid. I spent a week at home, and then I was all right.
Well, that really can be a cure. And I don't know if JD, I mean, he'll have his opinions on this, but it's honestly really surprising to hear because, I mean, over the past 2 years of knowing you, I mean, you were definitely way ahead of me when I started, and I was like, damn, Zoe knows what he's doing. But I thought specifically, it was 4 or 5 months before you actually did the UCC, I felt like you turned a corner that was no coming back. Because it wasn't only that you were in my mind, consistently original and funny, but it was also you're one of the, I would think, one of the most prolific dudes in the scene. As far as every time I see you, if it is a bit I've heard, we're going a new way, it's in a new...
You definitely got your own sound. You know, you got your own perspective. I know I know if somebody tried to steal one of your jokes, I would be like, man, let me check what's on real quick. Because I'm like, that's gangsta and goofy. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you gangsta and goofy? I believe it.
I've seen it done at the highest level.
I've seen it done at the highest level, nigga. Like,
It's
I don't know that
Bad
you're
and
joking
Bougie,
now.
Little and bad and Bougie. That's hilarious.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's what I would think I would say. I feel like, I mean, not like I've monitored like your comedy growth, but it seems like for me the way you inspire me the most isn't necessarily that you're steadily getting funnier. That's happening because it seems like everybody else is just trying to be be funnier. But it seems like you've been putting more of your chips in being more you.
Yeah.
And you've gotten funnier being you. Like you've gotten just as funny or funnier than people over the amount of time. But it's like every time I see you on stage, it's just like dripping with Zoe. That's like all I could think. You know what I mean?
Dripping with Zoe.
It's not so much about the jokes at this point. It's more so about like what's Zoe thinking. That's what I care about. I'm like, what's Zoe ideas on this topic?
Yeah,
I'm not like we're past like the structure of the joke.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny. It's just like what's
And that's
Zoe's
why
spin on it.
it's so wild to hear how much up and down it's been for you. Because in my mind, it seemed very like just ever like pressing forward.
Yeah, in my mind, you figured some shit out that you won't tell nobody about.
Yeah.
There was a point in time when you was like walking around with like a hat and a scarf. You was just doing your jokes like a monk. And I was like, yo, he's reached enlightenment. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And of course you don't tell other niggas what enlightenment
Why is this nigga walking with his hand behind his back like
You get on stage.
Why you tell his chakra?
He would get on stage. He would sit Indian style at the beginning of the set, and then slowly, as he crushed, the more people laughed, he would just rise.
Yeah, and I'll be watching Zoe during set, not listen to nothing. I'm like, are his eyes open?
Yeah.
I think his eyes are closed.
His eyes are open a little bit, but they're like all white and shit.
I'm like, this man's the Avatar.
Yeah.
God damn. In Zoe's brain, he's fighting demons and shit. I was like, is that what the ultimate control looks like?
Yeah.
The ultimate balance of light and dark?
But these insecurities and this up and down road you have, you mentioned a little bit of like your feelings towards yourself and the kind of things around you, but do you think your opinion on yourself in comedy is dictated more from your personal feelings, or has it been life stuff? Like, which more of it has been affected your thought process on this? Because I feel like everybody has that I ain't shit mentality.
When I see anybody over 30, like who's like not coming around as much, I assume it's just some grown man shit going on, or grown people shit.
Yeah.
We got women listeners, but like. When Jay stopped coming around for a little bit, I mean, he was getting married, like getting a house. I mean, he was getting shit set up, and he came back. Yeah. You know, Pat McLeod, he'll come around, once in a while. Yeah. Older guys, I just assume something went down, and it requires your attention.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
It requires your attention. Yeah.
I'll say it was comedy related, but it's interesting you talk about those guys. So in that year after. That is the thing where everybody was really dealing with life shit. Pat stopped coming around. Yeah. Jay stopped coming around. Yeah. Trunty started hitting the road. Mike got his girl. Zach left.
Yeah, just off the face of it.
Reed was just kind of gone somewhere else. So everybody that I started with, that I was like my circle, they were gone, and I was just like out on like an island. It felt like, and I didn't until you had Jay do the Best Friend show.
Yeah. That's
when I realized. I was like, man, I really needed these niggas.
Yeah, I feel that.
I really needed these niggas.
Because obviously we're homies and we have a bond, but there's something about the class of people that you do it with.
Yeah. And I think also be said about age too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna get the grown man like issues like that. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm still we talk about like student loan debt. That's our thing right now. Yeah. But like what if like I can't talk to no nigga about like an ex-wife type issue. I'm like,
or a kid type issue.
It's just like you need somebody who's like, it started with you, and also the ages kind of match up, so it's an added bonus.
Well, actually, Jay just turned 30 last year.
Jay just turned 30?
Yeah, he just turned 30.
Hey.
Look, and Zach just turned 30 not too long ago. Mike is young. Pat's like 33.
Well, I guess I'm going to do a comedy age, too, or something. So you know what I mean?
Well, Zoe looks young and they look old, so I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all fucked us up. That's not our fault. Yeah, you look 25, they look 38.
Honestly, out of everyone you said, I'm like, but Zoe, you're the youngest.
I was like, yeah, but you're the burning star, right?
Yeah, they're the old dudes giving you the advice.
Those are the old niggas to you. You're like, nah, man.
I think I pissed off Bob Bashir one day. I was like, nigga, why do you look older than me?
He's probably not even mad at you. He's just mad at himself every time he thinks of you. He's like, why
do I look older? Why am I older than everybody?
Yeah.
Bobby shit like he found some shit out and made his hair fall out. Like he learned something so intense his hair couldn't take it.
It was like a partial Indiana Jones cup. He just picked up the wrong one and just
on the accident. But it's cool to talk about comedy classes too, because actually, meeting that dude Wolfgang and Raleigh, like with Nick and Carl and them, obviously they're a little bit younger than us, but they're like right there. They're not like necessarily they're kind of like in between class. But Wolfgang, he's like some of the people. Vishal's obviously been doing it longer than him, but he's one of the people where I'm like, oh, I'm kind of seeing this next like real like block of class. You know what I mean? Like the farthest away.
What do you like that? What about that guy Alex?
Alex,
that hangs with
short
Wolfgang.
dude. Yeah. Wolfgang. Yeah, him
I like
too.
him, man.
He's cool too. It's like so funnier younger dudes that are like they're like kind of like a new class. Like you can kind of see like they're just on the merge of like finding out about certain mics. Or just, you know what I mean?
We talking about like the dude with the Yoda joke, the Jedi jokes, Alex Harford? No, that's a different nigga.
Alex, the dude looks like he has a dime bag on at all times.
Yeah,
kind of like the real like. I don't want to say Bob and the Barrel white dude, but just like an outlaw kind of. I don't know, like a bandit or like
he was in a frat. He was in a frat, but they didn't fuck with him that much because he was fucking too much shit up.
It looked like he
was too much black people.
It looked like he was in a preppy frat that kicked him out, or he was in like the worst frat on campus, but he made that shit lit. He made that shit lit like a motherfucker.
That nigga like he's been kicked out of many a saloon.
He looked like the bad cowboy.
Yeah, for sure. That dude.
Yeah, okay.
A part of that, just that younger class, because with Nick and Mark and them, they started, I can give them as much advice as I can, and it was almost a little easier to give them advice, because I know exactly specifically what they're going through, but Wolfgang or one of them will come up to me, or I just happen to talk to them, and I'm just like shouts out to the dude Jordan, like he comes around a lot.
With glasses.
Light skin, he's a cool dude. I've been talking to him much more recently, and he's talking to me just getting over stage fright and just different things. And
homeschool dude.
I just found myself... I can relate to him and give him advice I can, but I can see a little bit. I'm giving him some advice where it's like, until you tell yourself this, like it's not really gonna hit.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at him, I'm like, dude, tell your jokes. And if it goes bad, it goes bad. But it's gonna eventually.
It's like
go
your advice
well.
becomes more and more attached.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Or it's just like, and it's like I know he gets like, oh, just keep trying it, but that doesn't really help him in that moment.
Like when putting the baby in a Lamborghini. It's
exactly
pretty much what it is.
Shit, me and Wolfgang came
over here. Any car, honestly. Just any car.
Wolfgang came over here to write jokes one night. This is what happened for real. I think I helped him with like maybe 2 premises. We got super high, watched One Punch Man. And then he woke up and he was like, I needed that. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I helped. All right, whatever, cool. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad.
Remedy, JD,
Fucking One Punch Man and weed.
Yeah.
Wrote 2 jokes.
Yeah, whatever works.
He's like, I leveled up, and I was like, all right, whatever, nigga. Shout out to Wolfgang, man. I like, cause one thing about Wolfgang, and I want to have him on here one day if he keeps doing this shit, but like, he's not like the funniest nigga in the world. He knows that.
Sure. But
he's ambitious and hardworking as a motherfucker. Like this nigga will talk to anybody, walk up to anybody, hang out anywhere. Like he just wants to get better, and I see that, and I like that. You know, I see a lot of people who are just like doing the same shit over and over and over and over again, not talking to anybody, just. You know, if you blame the crowd, you're trash. Like that's how I feel. Like if you ever say the energy won't deal with the crowd, like you're the one on the microphone.
I can definitely say not to talk shit about anybody. You know, the other night I ended up posting the Raleigh Roundup or whatever, and you know, a description of the crowd could be said tight. That's what you could say. I didn't know I was hosting, and that could have been my fault. That could have been unclear communication.
Are you bombing?
No, I didn't bomb.
I'm saying, are you bombing, or are you just not crushing it?
Yeah, there's that's a separate thing. I'll get to that in a second. So I'm up there. I didn't know I was hosting. But I'm doing my thing. I'm getting, I'm trying to keep it positive, and I'm trying to just keep it cool or whatever. And it's a crowd that's there. No one's sitting in the front row. There's probably like 30, 35 people there. I feel like if I had known I was hosting earlier, I would have done better. Just been a little bit more mentally on the ball. That's on me though, not the club or anything like that. And everybody's having an okay night, and I am acknowledging that they're tight, but I'm like, in my mind, I had this epiphany a couple weeks ago. I was just super high, and I was like, when you're on stage and you feel like you're bombing, I feel like you need to ask yourself, are you bombing, or are you just not crushing it? Like, are you just 1 word away, 2 words away, a turn of a phrase? Could you just turn this immediately? Because, all these people want to laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what could you do? You know what I mean? It's just a thought I had. And I agree, everyone, is tight, but it's like kind of everyone's attitude. Melo gets up there, takes it off. Everybody laughs. Everybody has a great time. He does his thing, and it's just like, who's tight now? You know what I mean? Who's tight now? I mean, I guess you could say he had all night for everyone to warm him up, but I mean, it was kind of a long night.
But my whole thing is like, that was possible with every set.
Exactly.
That was in them with every set.
And I don't want to say that anyone should have felt bad about their performance, but I personally was like, I could have done better. Especially seeing him do that. I was like, the ceiling is raised.
You gotta look at yourself and critique yourself, man, to the point of like, it don't even fuck with you no more. Yeah. Like, I love tags from comedians. Yeah. I love premises from comedians. Like, hey, I thought of something, but I can't say it. Here, anything, man. Like, listen, I mean, it's a community.
Yeah,
you know, like if I think of some shit that I couldn't say, but Zoe can say, I'll tee him up immediately. Yeah. If I think about a tag for his joke, hey, bro, take this. Like, just because you just trying to make the whole thing work.
Exactly, and I feel like there's a little bit of pride you get. You're like, this is a good idea. I think you know what I mean. And if you see them do it and it goes well, you're like, hey, my writing.
Yeah,
look at that. Hey, I can do
I'm a writer.
Glad you did the shoulder thing.
I'm a writer.
This is kind of a good segue. Because, you're definitely in the class above us for sure. Could you give us what I was going to talk about? Since we last had you on, the club has moved location. Yeah. Can you kind of talk about maybe then the scene, the Greensboro scene, to where it's changed now, what you've noticed with the new location, what it's brought, or just in general from when you started, when we last talked, and now just kind of give us...
It's been some good and some bad.
For sure.
The big thing is people come there to see comedy, as opposed to just stumbling in at the fucking old location.
Yeah.
But it did seem like at the old location, things were just a bit tighter.
Sure.
And there, it's close, but it's starting to disconnect a little bit. And that does bother me. I'll be sitting by the door, host, and sometimes I'll hear people just sitting outside. And it's one thing. Well, you kind of, we all do. You talk a little bit of shit.
Yeah.
That's no big deal.
Yeah, sure.
But then you start to consistently hear it all the fucking time.
Sure.
Like, all the time. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
What is, like, why is this happening here? And the big thing is, because that's the thing I love about Trundy when he was around, was he cleaned that shit up.
Yeah.
He would clean, he was the dude.
Yeah.
And he's gone, and then, like, it's creeping in. Yeah. And I don't like that, man.
And I think we definitely talked about this too, and I kind of felt this way. And I personally haven't been able to get to the mic as much because of my job. It's just kind of hit or miss. Like, I'll plan to go, and then I'm coming from fucking Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Oh,
so sometimes traffic's this way, the third, blah blah blah, something will happen. So I can't be there all the time. But I've noticed there's a little bit of a problem. One, I mean, not to say that this is a problem, but this is an issue. This is what's creating this. Too many comics know about this mic and come to it. I'm not saying comics should not come to it. I'm not saying people stop doing comedy. That's what I'm saying. But the number is too large now. The number for people that want to do good nights is too large. The way they mitigate it is having a list and having a certain amount of times, and it's a show.
Online sign up.
And an online sign up. And I'm not saying that we instill that, but what's instilled right now is there's a certain amount of people that are going to get 5 minutes, and then we're going to go on forever how long it takes, and everyone's going to get 3 minutes. And those people that get 5 minutes is only determined by how soon you can get there. And it's this indeterminate amount of time, so there's no consistency from a show-to-show basis just by design. Yeah. So as far as it's almost always going to have a solid amount of people because there's going to be so many comics, and everyone's cool and everyone's supportive, and that's way more than it was at the last club, and that's great. I like that. But every week, we still average probably, maybe 10 regular people to even more, depends. And sometimes it's even popping. There's way more. At least 10 regular people. Those 10 regular people already come to this building. This isn't their first time. They're probably not just coming from this. They get coffee here. They are here. If they have a good show, we can get 6 of those people to come back and add on to the new random 10. Yeah. You know what I mean? So having a mic that is entertaining is a part of it, and Good Nights mitigates that by cutting off the list. And what I think happened at the old club that I kind of wish would happen at this club is everyone signs up, and then the list is manicured. Now, I do understand the downside of that is, you get a better spot if you know somebody, how much time you're doing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I think that is a price to pay for people to respect their time on the mic. Because what's happening now is people are getting there early, getting 5 minutes, and then I'm there, and not to say I deserve any more time or anything else, but other comics are there going on an hour and a half, 2 hours later, getting 3 minutes, and seeing people have 2 minutes, and then kind of bullshit for 3 and be like, give me a topic, and they're just not really respecting the fact that they have 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh,
people aren't respecting the mic,
Yeah.
and then that's why I feel like more chatter happens. The show's kind of inconsistent. Because in my mind, if you're a new comic and you got 5 minutes at the Idiot Box, I remember how I used to feel.
Dude, that shit would fucking make me sweat.
I would literally do all other mics to warm up for the Idiot Box mic. Like Idiot Box mic was like my showcase.
That was showcase.
Like, this is what I'm going to show the dudes, and I would pray that you and Ryan and Eric and Zach Levine wouldn't go smoke a cigarette, and Jay while I was on stage. I would hope that y'all would be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
my first time up there, I was dead last, and I was like, "This is." I mean, in my heart, I was like, "This is how it should be."
Yeah,
yeah. This is how it should be.
Yeah.
Dude, specifically, the first 5 times I signed up for the mic, I was there early, I signed up, and then would go, like, last, and I would just wait, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I was thinking, I was like, maybe it's, and literally, I weeded myself out, I was like, maybe it's because I'm on my phone the whole time. Maybe that's it. That could have been it, maybe not. Maybe if I stood up more. Man,
you gotta treat it like work.
I did it more, and then I moved up on the list, and
I'm glad I'm really glad you brought that up. Because that is that's the other thing that I forgot about the old location that Eric would do when he was manicuring the list. Is the newer people always brought people.
Yes.
And if you make them go up early, they leave
immediately.
Yeah.
They leave.
Put them at the
Especially if
end.
they bomb.
Yeah.
Put them at the end.
Yeah.
Because that keeps the people there. It's just, it's no one's fault. It's just kind of like new. It's like new environment, new vibe.
Yeah.
And they kind of going hand to hand.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible, but it's like, there's just little things in which I think it would make it better for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing some comics that are newer, that are only going to the Idiot Box, that are hanging around. And I was like, I just don't feel like they're getting as good as some people did. Because they don't feel like that, like, unspoken competition.
Yeah.
Or that ability to grow. Like, I could see myself getting better. Like, at the Good Nights mic, when I used to go, I would get the late spots, and then I could see myself moving up. You know what I mean? I'd see myself get my first 5-minute spot. You know what I mean?
But see, the thing is, when you have the hierarchy, it makes you
good.
It makes you better because, like, whenever I saw myself on a show with Zoe or a show with I'm like, okay, I'm doing something because I'm out here with them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, not everybody kind of feel it's a club.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, oh, I'm doing comedy now because, I mean, I'm just out here.
Now, there is a line, and I for sure think there's some scenes that take what I'm talking about so next level.
Yeah.
And it feels like, not to say it's only guys, but like a boys only club.
Yeah.
Who, you know, you got to just suck someone's dick. You got to, like, be in with the, you know what I mean? You got to kiss ass, and that's definitely not what I want to set up.
Yeah.
And that's not what I thought it was back in the day.
Yeah.
It's just this personal drive that, like, to want respect for what you do. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, I guess, is you've heard, I had a lot of people on that have said this, that have been doing it along with it. It is, it's an honest game. Like, if you get better, shit's gonna happen.
For sure.
For real.
For sure.
And one thing I want to bring it up, and I also want to state, like, somebody right now is seething.
You think so?
You're probably like, who the fuck are these guys? What are they talking about? Like, they're not perfect. We're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But like, these are just.
And I'll be the first to say that the new location has only the big scale has only improved everyone's situation.
Yeah.
The new location is only for the customers,
getting more crowds,
for the ownership, for the
everything,
comics, for the environment.
Doug Stanhope was there last night.
You know what I mean?
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's
dude.
only gotten better.
That would not happen in the old spot.
Yeah.
But it comes down to respecting the mic. Like James Hodge told me this early on. I don't know how early it was, but like he probably forgot about it. But James Hodge told me early on, he's like, all you can do is perform your hardest every time you get on stage. That's all you can really do because it's a performance too. Like you wrote the jokes, but like unless you're a person that kind of writes on stage as well, like you just gotta go hard. I see people, like he said, people get up there and have 2 minutes and then say, all right, so where my Mexicans at? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, or just start asking a bunch of questions, and I'm like, yo, like if you got the 5 minutes, then like go for it. Like if you want to do comedy, it's not just about shaking hands and smiling and saying goofy stuff. You gotta like go home. You gotta write. You gotta network outside of this. Like you gotta, you know, you gotta treat it like your career path.
Don't like that.
Gotcha.
Let's throw something up on the list. Let's change topics. What do we got?
The first thing we got is anime. Which was really, I should say, anime intervention, so you would start watching anime, Micah Hanner. Because me and Zoe already watch anime. We're veterans in the anime game. You don't watch it, Micah.
Fair. I mean, I watch a little bit of it. There's shit that I gravitate towards and like really like, and I just, you know what I mean? It's like, do you listen to country music ever?
I have, but not like I wanted to.
Sure, but I mean, can you pick like any songs? I mean, I guess that's not the same. My thing is like I aware and I like the genre, and I just pick and choose the things that I just naturally gravitate toward. But I'm not like, because JD's in it, and you probably are too, where you'll put up with watching a shitty one, and you'll be like, at the end, you'll be like, oh, this is shitty.
No. If I don't like it, I'll just stop. Like,
straight up. You can't sit there and reason until you don't give a fuck about it. I watched some ones that I thought were going to be shitty, turned out to be lit.
Yeah.
Fair.
Or I'll just give it like it's just like when you're watching like any other series, like 3-4 episodes, it's just gonna take a while to build whatever it is, and I'll give it a chance.
Since I'm unfamiliar, I'm too judgmental, so I'm like, I gotta like almost instantly be like, I'll fuck with this.
I say you gotta get like 5 episodes on average.
Like that. Have you ever watched the anime Gangsta? I don't know if you ever heard of it. The reason I liked it is immediately the music was awesome, so I was like, I'm into this. I just like the music in the show, and the show ended up being really cool, but still. I don't know. What's this? I mean, how's this intervention start?
Like Attack on Titan, man. Like that would be one of the first ones. Dude, it's good as a show, as a concept.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just a good starting one.
One Punch Man, Attack on Titan. You gotta pick one. I can't be.
No, dude. Like you can't. I gotta pick one. Like you should watch both.
I'm gonna start confusing the storylines.
No, you're not.
No, so
there's no way you can.
You can't confuse Westworld with the Flash. Like it's two different.
Yeah, man. It's like.
But it's because I'm familiar with the subtle differences there. It's like when you see Asian people, that's why we think they all look alike, because we don't see Asian people every day.
That's racist as shit.
No, it's just that you're surrounded.
That's like confusing motherfucking Game of Thrones with Breaking Bad.
Yeah. They can tell they tell a good story.
The same way, if you're not around people, you don't notice the subtle differences. You see black people all the time, you notice the subtle differences. Or, they look wildly different.
Got presses?
Here, double tap it. And then wait a second, and then now hit it, but try to hit it super slow. But you go ahead. So whatever anime has we talked to you about this anime that we wanted to create?
No.
Okay. So all right. Fucking copyright shit, nigga. Don't steal our ideas with you in the shadows or whatever. What was I gonna say? Oh, so we have this idea, and we're kind of trying to flesh it out. It is a anime. In all intents and purposes, where there's good versus evil, there's teams, there's people fighting, all that. The background and the backdrop of the anime is all existing in a black church.
Okay.
And the community around the black church, and really the community of this like area. Yeah. Main characters, the son of the pastor and the son are like the two main connections. He's the pastor of this entire church, and basically he's teaching his son, like since he's coming of age, his son and his friends how to fight back the devil with the word of God.
Yeah.
And so the first parallel with that, the pastor has a brother who's big in the community, really popular, but he owns a strip club in the community. So that's kind of like the good versus evil, which road are you going to follow? Yeah. So the kid, he has friends. He's got one kid that's in the praise band. So he kind of fights the devil with music, and they all kind of fight. They kind of fight Satan with their own little things, and their dad and their dad's also teaching him like kind of like in the first episode, I feel like it's
techniques
like, are we gonna pray? No, he's like, no, we're gonna whoop ass, and it's like really like the devil sends his people to like go back at this church, and like every Sunday there's a brawl for the Lord.
God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
one dude smokes weed, but he like still wants to help out, so he uses weed smoke like magic and shit like that. He's like blowing fire and shit like that.
And it's funny. There's got to be. I feel like one of their friends or one of the people they fuck with, it has to be the old lady in the church. This is just normally on some good wholesome shit, but when it comes to like fighting, she's like the
ultimate healer, but also the ultimate assassin. Like she's too
like kind of crazy shit. You know what I mean? And just kind of, and we've just been trying to like. We haven't come up with a name, but it's kind of like the concept. We've been trying to come up with a dynamic. So the big dynamics is the father, the son, the evil and good, the light and dark.
That could be bad in the neighborhood, honestly.
So and there was going to be something else that it was like there's the girl that works the front desk at the strip club that the main character is kind of into. So he's trying to get her out of. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a battle over that, and like the uncle's like, you know, when you turn 18, you're going to start stripping, and he's just like, no, you can't have this girl strip. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like, I don't know, the dynamic. I haven't thought out all the characters yet, but
yeah.
That is a good fucking idea, man. Jesus Christ.
If you watch more anime though, it would just help craft that idea even more, because you would see the nuances. Like you would be so against filler arcs. You know what a filler arc is?
I kind of do. Like when it's just a character, you just get information from them for no reason. Like it doesn't actually take the whole plot somewhere.
It's just like when the character's doing miscellaneous bullshit between like big villains. Like a Naruto, they'll have like a mission where he's like delivering rice patties or some shit like that. And he meets like the fastest delivery boy in the world, and they fucking race. They don't have nothing to do with the whole story, but they just
but
feel
he kind of
that
learns how to run faster.
a little bit. But like, but it's like it's just bullshit between the main guys. See, you would watch that and be like, yeah, I don't like none of this, and you would go from dope shit to dope shit.
Yeah, Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday to Sunday. No, I mean they gotta hang out on Wednesday and stuff like that sometimes.
For sure. And then, you know, they're in high school. They're dealing with high school problems, but I don't know.
Also, I like the character. Now, I'm trying to push this, but like one dude is an atheist, but his love for God shows up like sometimes, like once in a while, like once a month. I don't know. Whenever he feels like the music the right way, or he eats a good ass biscuit, or some shit like I don't know, but like
or just in general,
he's like, man,
I feel like questioning faith is like about it. Like that's a part of it, you know what I mean?
And he's like, whenever he sees his friends like in peril against fighting actual satanic demons, he's like, God gotta be real. If the demons are real, and his love for God awakens, and it's super strong because it's been inside of him forever, and it shoots out like a giant laser beam. I don't know, but like he's like the ultimate one, but then he can't believe in God for like 6 months. he just fucking sore as shit. Like I can't.
Yeah, he's too tired.
I'm too tired to believe.
What about what is? God damn it! I wish I could.
And I'm also kind of coming up with what are the more tropes inside a black church community?
Okay. There's always the nurse, church nurse, who helps the. So you've seen where they do the fucking the laying on of hands and and then people fucking falling out. So the nurse comes and tries to catch them, and then she fans them and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's her.
do a nurse
usually an older black woman.
Yeah.
White stockings, hat that just looks ridiculous. There's the person that always runs around the church.
For sure.
Always a fucking runner. There's always the people that run and they're throwing money at the fucking altar.
Yeah.
What is it? There is. God damn it.
Like, I want to break it down to like how their outfit influences their power. You know what I mean? Like their
the
church
deacon
outfit
board could be like the King's Guard.
Yeah, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like they're all like kind of in
all his bodyguards and stuff like that. The choir, they'll be like the choir can just be massive and just a bunch of people running. How big the church can be gigantic. See, another thing about anime, it can be exaggerated. So the church can be huge.
You can have halls and like different areas.
Different halls like a castle, pretty much.
The dude from One Punch Man, remember the guy, the prisoner.
Period.
Yeah. Him. He's basically the fucking the guy that leads the choir.
Yeah.
He's pretty much a fucking choir director.
Yeah.
Gay.
Yeah.
You gotta have the gay dude.
Yeah,
you gotta have the gay dude.
You
gotta have the gay dude. But he's
And
powerful.
part of it was to like, I don't know, challenge the ideas of the Bible. So it was like episodes are like kind of like centered around a verse or a message, but then skewing that in a funny way or seeing how that applies in different situations, serious way.
Is it? Will you also like the gray areas of there's a book Walter Mosley, one of my favorite authors. He wrote. Guy goes to heaven. He's in the line. Peter asks, he's about to send him where he's supposed to go, and he was like, "Hey man, like why are you sending me to hell?" And he was like, "Because you stole." He was like, "I stole because we were about to starve." Are you telling me that's wrong? Yeah. So I'm just talking about like the gray areas and that like them dealing with Satan. And he's like, well, what about?
And I've kind of thought of like the overall story maybe for the first season is that at first it's just maybe it's like
just establishing.
Maybe it's something where it's like the pastor moves back to his hometown for me to pastor somewhere else. So him and his son are into it, but he's starting a new church in the place where his brother's been this entire time, making this strip club. And over time, the son is like. He found a musician to be in the band, and him are homies at high school or whatever. And he's teaching him about God and like blah blah blah. And he's finding ways to kind of like to get the pothead on board, like how he uses something in the Bible to convince him it's cool that he can still smoke pot and still be a part of the church. So like over time, they're maybe like kind of growing the community. You know what I mean? To kind of fight back some of just like how crazy whatever town this is. You know what I mean?
Man, but the thing is, like, it can be anything. Cause dude, when you watch an anime and like when I can flip to a random episode of One Piece and see the main character's hand the size of the Empire State Building punching the fuck out of a demon, and he like somebody randomly be like, man, this shit is crazy as hell, but. It's like 997 episodes. It built up to that. It's not out of nowhere. Like I know what's going on. I'm like, he's just fucking using the fucking Omi fruit. Like that's like that's all that is. The Omi fruit.
Yeah.
Know your fruits.
And I love it.
You don't know your fruits.
I'm like,
that should be the name of the episode.
Know your fruits now. Come on.
And I would like their element of like when they're fighting, there is like a peanut gallery talking shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just...
There would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Dragon Ball Z, like the fucking dudes who weren't fighting are like, oh, he's fast. Like, oh, he's losing right now. Oh shit, we're destroyed. Like,
it's like the old church hens. We talking about the young lady. She needs to make sure that her skirt is below her knees, and you know the whole thing where if you're a woman and you sit in the front row, you have to have a lap scarf over. Like,
I know about that.
Yeah, because you don't want to distract the people in the pulpit.
Yeah.
Fucking getting the peek.
I've never seen that before, but then I was like, well, niggas just don't look.
All everybody know
I was like, so here's the whole thing. If I don't put a piece of cloth on my lap, you're gonna stare at my vagina?
I'm telling you, I love that one rebellious young lady who just did not give a fuck. I fucks with you and your vagina that I can see visibly.
We're all in agreement of how we're about to get through this. Yeah, let's go back to the list. Let's hit something else.
Oh shit.
We didn't get nothing through to you about anime though.
I feel like we did. We had a good conversation.
Man, watch Attack on Titan, One Punch Man, and Death Note. That's all I ask. Those are the three, bro.
We'll see.
I get nothing.
We will see. I mean, that's all we will do.
I said I said comedy, but we already talked about the comedy thing. I wrote down robot pussy.
Okay.
I don't know what that was.
How long until they're just like, yeah, you can just buy a sex doll? Would y'all like give it a shot? I know you can buy it
like at Walmart.
They got robot pussy. Sure, you can get it at Walmart. That's how accessible it is.
Okay, you see
at
that
Spencer's. At Spencer's.
If you seen that episode of Black Mirror, where
I've seen every episode.
where the woman, her
you
husband, her
Black
boyfriend.
Mirror?
That shit's good.
All right, can you then with the anime shit tell him to get on Black Mirror?
Yeah, you got to get on Black Mirror. That shit's good, man.
And tell me now, it's like literally at the end of every episode, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and then you'll start the
man.
episode completely nothing different, and then at the end you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Next episode, without a doubt, what the fuck at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm watching Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul right now.
At the same time?
Nah, I started watching Better Call Saul and I looked at the description and said, yeah, this Breaking Bad prequel is amazing.
You never watched Breaking Bad? Whoa!
I watched the season and then I stopped.
I watched it late too, to be honest. I watched it late too.
I watched it when it came out, but then I stopped like at the first season.
I did that with The Wire.
I had TV no more, so I was just like, fucking, I'll wait. But Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, then Black Mirror.
Yeah, there's an episode of Black Mirror where the girl, the lady, her I don't know if it's her boyfriend or husband dies.
Yes.
And then they download his conscious, like all his everything he posted, and he just starts speaking like that shit. And then eventually, they download all that shit into a body.
Yeah.
And he basically,
yeah.
And
he was like pretty much the same, but he didn't know everything, and it was just like fucking weird and creepy.
Yeah. That I'd fuck that.
So he was his online persona pretty much.
Yeah, but it was everything they had ever done online, and it's at a time where everything you ever do was always online. And then also everyone has like these like eyeballs that can record and play back everything. Yeah. Dude, watch it.
Yeah, that's a good ass episode. But yeah.
That one too. When they like really delve into it, because what is so great about the show is it opens your eyes to how realistic the future could be. Mm-hmm. Because it's just far enough jump for us to not understand that lifestyle, but to totally get how you would get there.
Yeah.
Like the way that we
see
all
it coming.
Like that's just they basically did the concept how we all find like a good dopamine feeling from like acknowledgement on social media. Mm-hmm. And then they expanded upon that idea to where in this reality
could lead to
your literal social status or how far you can get through life is determined on your online profile and how many likes or what people rate you as, and that can fuck you up. You know what I mean? And you see that shit, and you're like, we're almost there already.
Yeah.
We're almost there already. I mean, there are people in this world that feel like they can't talk to us based on the fact of how many Instagram followers they have. You mean they're just like, oh, that person is just a nobody. They feel like that, even though obviously that person's crazy.
Yeah. I'm watching that happen. This is a girl on my campus, but I don't know what she does, but she's got just like a really big, like kind of square butt. Like it's like freakishly big.
You sure?
Like 8,900 followers on Instagram. Like she's like becoming the Instagram model. Like that's I'm watching her career path start. Yeah. I'm watching her speaking, and all she does is get flown out places and take a bunch of pictures, and then like make her life seem glamorous. That's crazy.
I tweeted the other day, "Are you having fun, or are you just showing people that you're having fun?"
Dude, it's funny.
Niggas ain't like that.
Brought up that Black Mirror shit. Because I just rewatched the wedding one. God damn it, man. And after I rewatched it, I was like, you know what? I'm logging out of Facebook. I'm logging out. I need to cut this shit. This shit is way too much a fucking part of my life.
It will, and it will depress you. Yeah. When I watch Black Youngster go on Instagram Live and just show me that he has like $800,000 in cash in his bedroom and he's just dancing on top of it, I get sad. Like when I see him so far ahead in life, I get sad. Cause I'm like, he's not much older than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's maybe like 3 or 4 years older than me.
Sure.
That's it. My drug dealer, his Snapchat is lit. What do I want to wear today? His closet is just jewelry. It's just gold and diamonds. That's it.
The tie rack is just chains hanging.
Dude, it's stupid.
God damn.
What do I want? And then like, what my girl want to wear? And he's like, I'm guessing these are expensive dresses, but they look, I don't know. But like, his house is big, got a bunch of like nice white cars and shit like that.
All right, girl.
And like, I'm like, that's a nigga that I see on a daily.
Yeah, but it's like you got to know where that leads.
Yeah, like true. But I'm like, every day I'm like, yeah, it leads to prison. But he Snapchats every day.
You nigga won't quit, man. You gotta get you enough and then bounce,
you should
man.
quit right before.
And then he's in Miami for the weekend. And he's in fucking LA. I get what he's doing. I'm just watching like all these black dudes who are not much older than me living completely different lifestyles. Yeah. And it does get to you.
Yeah.
It does get to you. Even when I see comedians who are doing bigger stuff, I'm like, he's out there doing such with Bill Burr. I want to hang out with Bill Burr. I want to hang out with Bill Burr.
It's funny you bring that shit. That's also that's brief that was in my head this year. But I as I was coming out of it, I did so much goddamn crying that week. Like I was doing at least 2. I just kept increasing the dose every day. Oh, I do 1 today. All right, we're gonna do 2 tomorrow, 3 the next day. I was.
You were going.
I was going, but I wasn't doing it just to fucking enjoy the colors. I was walking around the house freaking my roommate out because I was just talking to myself. I was literally trying to work like all that trance, shit. Yeah, I was trying to clear all that shit, but I was worried about that. I was like they're doing bit. You're not doing anything, dude. What the fuck are you? You ain't shit. Why you ain't shit? And and then it finally got to the point. It was like, Zoe, man, that doesn't matter. We all move at our own speed.
Yeah.
The whole point is you find the way that you're funny. You just keep doing that, and it'll lead to something.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, man, and from my point of view, I'm like, Joe, you're definitely doing something. Just people aren't paying you for it yet, but you were doing something, and you just got to put it into perspective to where someone's like, oh, I'll pay you.
Personally, I did not know who Ali Sadiq was until recently, when he was 19 years in, bro.
God damn, man. That dude is the fucking truth.
Hilarious.
I saw him in Good Nights, bro. Destroyed. I've never seen that dude. It goes Roddy Perry, Ali Sadiq close on the heels. Like, dude, Ali Sadiq come out with the fucking the chair stool combo.
Yeah, that's
with
nice.
the all black outfit with shiny shoes.
That's
bro,
nice.
killing it, bro. I've never seen anybody do that before. I thought that was just like some Hulu half-hour shit. You sit down when you sit down at the beginning. He sat down at the beginning and stayed sitting down. He said, "I'm gonna get up if I want to. If the joke calls for, I'm gonna sit down the whole time."
That's a good move. You gotta start doing that early.
You
gotta start doing that early.
But you gotta be a headliner. You gotta be a headliner to be sitting down.
Is that true?
Dude, I don't see.
It's funny you say. I'm
crushing.
That's how I feel. I feel like
I see why
you gotta be the headliner because to have that much time to even warrant getting comfortable. Yeah. I'm about to be for an hour. I'm gonna sit down. You the feature. You got 20, 30 minutes. You know, you the host. You got 10, 15. You couldn't
go up as a feature and go up there and sit there and what's up, guys?
Yeah, like get comfortable. You're not here that long.
Yeah, I've always been like, dude, you haven't done enough. You don't deserve to sit down yet. But I have seen some people, man. They haven't been doing it long. They good and they'll just fucking. I seen Thomas at the Idiot Box, like at the old location. Those chairs at the back row. Yeah. He just went to the very back seat and just put his fucking feet up and just sat there for like 30 minutes and just did his fucking thing.
I remember that.
And killed it.
Yeah,
that's my thing. Some people have it in them. I'm not saying you have it in them. I'm just saying
it's not for everybody.
I think you know you got it. Yeah. But I'm saying but you gotta.
I bet they would say be like, you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta. I feel like you gotta be last. I feel like you gotta be going last.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
For that to work. You gotta do it early.
If you're on a showcase and everyone's doing the same amount of time, I think it's cool.
arbitrarily though, does it really fucking? I mean, does it even fucking matter?
Are the people
like to the crowd?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said it the other day on the podcast. You can't really argue with laughs.
Yeah.
It's honestly hard to argue. You can have thoughts and opinions, but you can't argue with laughs.
Yeah.
But see, this is my mental thing with the sitting down. When you're sitting down, it kind of for me signifies you're about to snowball. Cause like people I see sit down, are like they start going hard.
You know,
I'm like, if you sitting down, I'm like in my brain, I'm like, I saw Ali Sadiq sit down, I saw Patrice sit down, like I saw Mark Maron sit down. Yeah. You sitting down right now, nigga? You that good, bro? Richard Pryor sat down, did Mudbone. You that good to sit down, nigga? Like you really that good at your job? You know, you can sit down and do it.
You know what's funny too is because there's something all in about it. Like once you sit down, if you then start bombing, they're gonna see you be like, hold on, let me stand up.
Let me stand up. It's like
the joke out of nowhere.
It's like if you played Madden and I'm standing up and you sit down with me. I'm like, nigga, you better be nice. Because I'm gonna have to watch you stand up and like, okay, what's this nigga talking about? It's the same. You gotta be
it's the
nasty.
It's the other way around. If you're both sitting down and someone stands up while you're playing Madden, you're like,
oh shit.
Oh, I'm
you
good.
Stand up.
I'm good. I'm like, bro, I saw Big J Okerson sit down. Yeah. I'm like, it's a small thing, but I'm like, these monsters did it. Like these monsters were so good and said, I can sit down and do stand-up comedy. Yeah. That's how good I am.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't that good yet. I gotta fucking sweat. I gotta run.
I
gotta learn some names.
Yeah.
Do callbacks with individual people, make them laugh hard. I gotta work. That's how I feel. I gotta work.
Start pandering to the audience. You guys like sitting down? What's up? I can't. Someone help me.
You know what's funny is I last time I went to church is the preacher was not having a good set. And so he started making the crowd sing with him. I was like, this nigga's trying to crowd work because his set's not going.
Yeah.
Look at this nigga.
I've seen
man, start playing some shit. Start playing. I mean, give the Lord the glory.
But I just had the privilege, honestly. All the black churches I've been to, the pastor was lit. Like I'm kind of spoiled where I've just seen these dudes have great sets all the time. The only time I've seen like an okay set was when I went to the white church. And even then, he was like doing well for like the white church. He was they were like agreeing with stuff that you wouldn't think to agree with.
Dude, fucking black churches and black comedy, same goddamn thing.
I think with white comedy,
dude, yeah.
You know what's funny too? Because at a white church, I feel like at some point, if they feel it's not going well, they're like, oh well, I need to start helping it go better. Yeah. Like this is my responsibility. Like I should be getting a message harder. I shouldn't be searching, but the message should be hitting me. So I need to make sure it's what I mean.
Maybe it's me. Well, what's interesting is there'll be some black pastors that'll come through and they're not they're not performing. They're not doing the hooping and the hollering. Like the way I explain it is like fucking like Hannibal. Yeah. It's like a Hannibal Buress. And black crowd's like, we ain't fucking with you, man. Yeah. We want that whooping nigga. Yeah. We want those rhythms. That's.
You know what's funny? You could do an entire reality show just switching pastors for a Sunday. Yeah. Just black pastors and then they
how will this go?
Oh my god. You got two Baptists, two Methodist, they link them up for sure in the same community, but just be like, we got a guest pastor this week. Let's give it up and let's just see everybody just try to like get along with whatever. Like you get, I think you got to say you get your choir, you get your band, you get all your shit, but you just go to the other church.
Yo, dude, now that you talk about that, it's coming back to me this one time. The hardest I've ever seen a preacher crush was at the white church. They flew in or something like that, a guest preacher. Ooh. Dude had like a stretch limousine. He had some books out. He owned a bunch of malls. And like, honest to God, dude, all he talked about was how he came up and how much money he had, and like how if you pay tithes to church and like buy his book, whatever, like God bless you too. But dude, like in the white church, he was pretty much doing the black guy stuff. Like he was saying, I got a pimped out suit, pimped out Cadillac. He was doing the whole talk and everything. And like, dude, people were going insane. And I was like, yo, but this is like my granddad's church. Every Sunday, they just getting a glimpse in. They don't even know this is out there like that. But he crushed them, man. Yep. I don't know how many books he sold after that.
Do white churches know how fun black churches are? Do they get it? I mean, I know that people talk about, but did any of them ever go?
I've had like I said, the politicians would come through the black church sometimes, and they would get into it, but I don't know if they're into it for God or just politics.
The cameras.
But I mean, there was no cameras around. But like,
why would there be
this
cameras around?
bald head white dude did turn the fuck up one Sunday. Like you can't deny you can't deny laughs. You can't deny, I guess. The Holy Spirit / chi. Like you can't deny his energy. Like this dude was crushing it that Sunday.
Dude, you just talking about Holy Spirit and getting the crowd like fired up. This is where I was starting to come out of it. I was in the mall, and what the fuck? It's right across from Spencer's. They just sell like just a bunch of Steve Harvey like shit. And I'm in there, and there's this white pastor talking to this other younger dude. He was like, "I'll tell you what you do is." What you do is you got to whoop a little bit. You got to get the spirit high. And once the spirit is high, people will start giving you money. That's when you ask them, it's time to sow a seed. I was like, this is just a motherfucking game.
Oh, shit.
It's just a goddamn
Dude,
game.
imagine if during your set when you got you got them going for real, you're like, all right, $20 right now. Like, Dude, but
Do you
imagine
believe
somebody
in
ever
a
thought to
miracle?
do that.
You know, I just realized, I bet, like, there's, the pastor, there's probably a church organization, and they know, like, oh, we got this one pastor, this new pastor, he's only bringing this much money on Sundays.
That's exactly
we need to
what they
get
do.
someone that's going to bring more money in.
Yeah, it's like the fucking UNC playing this bullshit college. They're just trying to get some fucking...
Yeah. That's crazy. What is the hardest y'all have ever gone on some church yet? What's the most double down in like? Yeah, I think you might have the best story, but like, what's the when you're in it? Because I was in it for a minute.
Ooh, nigga. Ooh. I have shouted once.
Okay.
I've shouted. I ran around the church hundreds of times.
So runner.
I've done the bouncing up on my yelling hallelujah.
Yeah.
I've been in the thing where God damn it. It's all like a healing of memories. It's all like deliverance.
Sure.
Like a deliverance thing.
Yeah.
Where you go in one day and they're basically just telling you what you're going to do, and you have to like do this paperwork. Like, have you ever done this? You ever been in a you ever stolen anything? You ever did this? Blah 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 blah. You're detailing everything, and then the very next day, you come back. You can't eat. You only drink water, and then for like 5-6 hours, people just walk around like casting out spirits, and they bring in buckets, and you're supposed to be like throwing this stuff up out of you. Yeah, I've done that.
Damn, at the beginning of what you were talking about, I knew what you were talking about, and then you took a left and a right turn, I was like, I no longer know the what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you signed up for this like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
All right, can you explain to me the feeling of doing those activities? Not why. You could say why if you wanted to, but I don't want to question why you're doing these things, but what the feeling was at the time.
I felt like I wanted to be a good person, and this was a way to become a better Christian. And in the moment, it was like I felt like I was kind of afraid, like almost like you're fucking like there's people watching.
Yeah.
And all this shit.
Sure.
But then after a while, like everybody's in, and like that, almost like how one person laughs, like that fucking peer pressure laugh.
Sure.
That's basically what happens, and then next thing you know, you're like weeping and sobbing, and like dry heaving in the buckets and shit, and it's snot all over your goddamn face. You just sweat it out like They get hot as fuck in there.
Yeah.
Like they're turning off all the shit. It's a funny thing happened. Is the guy went over. He went over to this dude, and he was like, "Spirit of oral sex, I cast you out." He was like, "Whoa, I need that."
Did that crush?
It crushed me, nigga. It crushed me.
Like, I can't give it, or I can't get it. Which one I need?
He's like, don't matter which one it is. I need that one.
I need that one.
I'll just be safe. I need that one. That's funny as shit.
That is.
Did you ever do anything?
Not near on that level, not even close on that level. But I will say, I was out like proselytizing to people. Like I was coming with like pamphlets, but it was like to my friends. Like they were like, just be hanging out with your friends and then show them this thing, have them read it, and it was like this cartoon of like this, that, and the third, and the dude at the end realized he dies and didn't give his glory to God. And I would like very awkwardly make my friends read it, and the whole time they'd be like, the fuck is this, dude? And I'm just like,
it's fucking church anime.
Talk to me about God. Fuck you, Mike. Don't randomly. I mean, they knew me before I started doing this shit, so they're like, the fuck you mean talk to me about? You mean like? I remember specifically talking to this kid that like his family is Swedish, like he didn't have an accent or anything, but like his dad kind of an accent, his mom didn't really. But, like, so they didn't really have the Christian, like, it just wasn't a big thing in his household. He's like, this is fucking bullshit. And then later, and like a couple years later, I started smoking weed more and quit even being about that life. But, like, I went through a time where, the skate park was connected to this church, and I was going to skating all the time to the point to where we had the skate competition, and everyone, like, looked to me to be like, will you pray for us over today? And I was like, yeah, I'm the person that would do that. Like, out of the group, I would be the person to give the prayer for the day.
So,
like, how close? I was, like, kind of pushing it because, like, go ahead.
So like you're a comedy guy now, but like how close were you to being like religion guy?
I mean, I was telling my family when I grow up I want to be a pastor.
Wow. So you was about to do that.
I was telling my dad's family when I was seeing them once a year. So they're like so for like 3 and 4 years later they're like, "You gonna be a pastor?" And I was like, "I don't even know why I ever told y'all that. I don't know why I even mentioned that." But that was gonna be my whole thing. And then I got into music and got into high school, and I read this book called Siddhartha. Here, we should talk. So, with this story, because you talked about it a little bit. Whenever we go to you and yours, also talk about like the moment you didn't start fucking with the whole church thing. I was in it in high school, but I kind of learned socially not to be so about it with people. Like I would go and believe or whatever, but like not to try to flip people because like some of my friends had like treated me like that. And I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna be a dickhead about it, but I'm trying to like lead my own way. Some bullshit. I'm reading this book, Siddhartha. Have you ever read that book? And it's just. I forget, it's like the book, it's like this dude meets Buddha and that's why they believe in Buddha or some shit, or he devotes his life to Buddha or whatever. It's just like this about this dude that like devotes his life and like eventually I think he does find enlightenment, but like he like gave up everything. He was like leaving his family behind. He was like going on this path he didn't know where to lead him. It was like all this religion shit, and like he finally reached enlightenment and pure happiness. And I was like, this dude committed all his life and attention to find inner peace in a relationship with God, and I'm going to church so I can skate on Wednesdays. And I'm like, I just realized, I was like, I'm never going to be committed to this road as much as that guy. Yeah. So I obviously don't believe in this shit. I don't feel like this dude feels. About like, and his religion was in a wholly different way. So I was like, this dude believes in my mind at the time, fake ass religion, and I don't even believe in Jesus as much. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I do, but I'm smoking weed, and I'm, like, asking for forgiveness, but I keep smoking weed and not really feeling bad, but then kind of just asking for forgiveness because I'm like, I should. Yeah. Be hot or cold. Can't be lukewarm. You know what I mean? What about you? Talk about the hardest you've gone in church, and then what was, like, maybe the first thing that kind of, like, the first plane to hit the tower. Is it too soon to say shit like that? Are we not allowed to do that? I've never used it as like a saying. That's bad though. What I said.
I'll keep using it though. I'll push past how bad you feel right now and keep going for it. Let me smoke for this.
I'm brought Syrian shit. I'm just in a different place. Like, who was the first plane to hit the tower? When the people fell out. Like, Who was the first 100 people to jump out of their office building?
It's definitely. If there is a heaven, you're losing points for that.
If there's a heaven, the first time I was like, ISIS just went, yes.
Dude, what if we got there? There's the art case and everything. He's like, okay, listen.
This is the second episode we talk about this.
We died together for some reason, probably a car accident, plane accident, whatever. He's like, listen, let's just watch the podcast. Let's just watch the podcast.
Diabetes overdose at the same time.
We died in In-N-Out Burger.
That's a good way to go.
There are worse ways to go. Anyway. And it was like, let's just fucking look at some shit y'all say on the podcast. Like, I think we would make it. I think we would have some awkward moments, but I think overall we would make it.
Ooh, but what if they, like, how often do you two talk on the phone?
Pretty often. We've been falling off the past like week or two, but I would say there's not a day that goes by that we don't communicate.
What if they made you listen to shit you said to each other on the phone?
I mean, it'd be lit. I mean,
it'd be lit.
Y'all believed in yourself.
Yeah, so real. Like, every time we're on the phone, Michael's like, yo, we can't do this. I'm like, okay, we can do this. Let's get some yada yada. We always like on some like trying to hype each other up type shit. Because I mean, this shit, the comedy game is crazy. This shit is not helpful. Niggas trying to do you over shit. The hardest I went on some religion shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk because dude, it just made me feel so bad.
Come on, go ahead.
I gave a nigga some money once. Like, he was doing this thing in church, like, anointing goes to anointing. So, like, he was handing out these envelopes, and I was like, put the money in the envelope, give it back to me, and since I'm anointed, the money's anointed, and then the money will go to God, and then, like, you'll get some kind of...
flows from the head to the beard.
You get some kind of, like... I was thinking in my brain, like, I get power. I get, like, it's like going for, like, worshiping Zeus or, like, Hermes. I'm like, okay, I'll get benefits. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
God damn, boy.
Package.
And it won't...
How much money was in there?
I gave a nigga, like, 50-something.
How old were you?
I was 20.
Out of high school.
This is when I was dating that girl, and I walked up to the front of the church. It's in college. It's in college.
Yeah, it's in college.
I gave him 50-something. And then like a week went by, and I was like, God damn, that nigga played me. Like that nigga, like nothing happened
At
yet.
least you
Like
had
I'm still
that thought, because I've done that. I've fucking given money. They talk about that fucking like fucking trickle down shit.
Yeah.
I've given so much money. I've never done the whole seeing somebody on TV and mailing them money.
Yeah.
But in church, yeah, I do that fucking all the time. If I could just touch the hem of this nigga's garment.
I don't know what it was, bro. I think it was kind of being outside of high school, away from my family, but also just
it
like
felt like home, maybe.
It kind of, maybe, but that girl, she was so good at sex. Yeah. So my brain skewed. All right. I don't know what it was, man. It was just like as soon as I gave a nigga that money, bro, like I was just like, this ain't for me. Like as soon as it was like 50. So it's like I think it was like something like $56 and like 13 cents. Something like it was something for me in college at that moment was a lot. I was like, I could have done so much of that $56.
Yeah.
And I gave it to some magic man. I gave it to a magic man who speaks well.
You immediately regretted it, like
I cause me and that girl, we were like fighting and shit, and I was like, as soon as we started fighting, I was like, I gave niggas $56. I gave that nigga $56. Why the fuck are we fighting?
He's like, what?
Bullshit. This is bullshit.
How much money she dropping there?
I don't know. They should give him like something like I tried to get like $10 and shit like that. She didn't. She knew how much to give, like, and I was just going all in. I was like, yo, why the fuck is this happening?
In there and you're like,
I was like, I go to church with her. You know what I'm saying? I go to church with her. I gave another man $56,
and I just don't know. If
and I feel like my days are getting worse.
Yeah. God's not blessing me.
Yeah. I keep finding myself needing $50. Like constantly. I'm like, I
specifically
need $50.
All the time. I'm like, yo, if I had $50 right now, I would be so sad. But like, I gave this magic man who has 2 churches, one in Greensboro and one in Africa.
Oh shit!
That one in Africa ain't real.
Oh man,
that one not real.
But sometimes we shoot videos from the one in Africa. Be like, hey, greetings from Batam, whatever the fuck, whatever the fuck it's called. He's like, we're doing great things out here. I'm out, and then he'll cut, and I'm like, yo, where you at for real? You at your cousin's house?
Green screen, Africa.
But bro, I'm trying to tell you, the church is called like
his sister's kids get naked.
I think the church is called like New Jerusalem or something like that. It's in Greensboro. It had all the college kids from Greensboro would go there, so it was lit. Like it was like we would fuck up on Saturday night and then just repent together on Sunday morning. And like the girls are still bad. The girls are still bad. It's bad differently.
That's fucking Cleveland Avenue.
Really?
Winston, that's
that's
you know Club Cleveland.
That's hilarious.
God damn, man.
That church has money. There's a TV. There's a TV behind the nigga while he's preaching this shit. It's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, God. Oh man.
St. Peter's.
Jesus.
I literally talk about a mix growing up. I would literally go to St. Peter's 2 weekends. Go to First Assembly 2 weekends.
I went to First Assembly for a long time.
So back and forth. Yeah, that was a good church.
Yeah, it
man.
was. Yeah,
it was a good ass church. It was just so big. You could get distant and just kind of get lost and just like, this is cool. We all out here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I don't know. I actually played ball at St. Peter's. That's like the first time I played basketball.
Like if there was a place like church where like guys like us could just group up and just talk about shit. Like if Zoe was up there and said, we're gonna talk about anime today, or we're gonna talk about fucking Dragon Ball Z today.
I'm like a sweat lodge is.
I was like, yo, that's 3 hours. I would spend 3 hours just giving glory to Goku.
Yeah.
Cause he fought hard.
Yeah.
I watched him fight hard. Freezer is the devil. Freezer is your bills and shit. You
Here's
can
the
beat
question:
Freezer.
would you give that nigga $56.13? That's the
So
question.
if it was you, and I was a member of the congregation, and I had been doing this, probably.
You just want 60?
But Zoe wouldn't bullshit me. Zoe would be like, and listen, brothers, I'm low on rent this month. I need y'all to pass the plate around for $718.
Twice.
I was like, and my whole thing is like, we love Zoe. We like coming here. We appreciate what he says. I want to give him some money. Don't be like anointing goes to anointing to anointing. And talk about.
Let's talk about that.
Just say you need some money, bro.
Let's talk about that because I think I definitely mentioned it to you, but talk about fucking Zoe being appreciative for him talking. Don't you feel like Zoe should have a podcast?
You need your podcast by yourself. You need a podcast by yourself or voiceover work.
Voiceover work in general, for sure. But a podcast, I'm telling you, of you retelling historical events and then just Zoifying some of the facts. And it could just be, I would just be like, all right, I want to hear about how Abraham Lincoln got assassinated.
And Zoe be like, I was there.
Yeah.
Immediately. That's everyone. Everyone. I was there.
You know what I mean? They're like 15, 10 minutes long. You just hop in. You're like, oh, this is when the Great Depression hit. This is how black people got. You know what I mean? Yeah. What? How? You know.
And you get weird sometimes. Like I want to hear about the Battle of Helm's Deep. I was there. All right. Aragorn's a bitch. Okay. He was high. All right. It was me and Gimli the whole time. Legolas was off snorting cocaine. Okay. Like just fucking go crazy with it, man. I would love that. Fucking love that, man.
I would support it in every single way.
That's a good fucking deal.
All right, immigration laws. That's the next one. We did well for robot pussy.
Let's go. Fuck this one. Let's talk about the United thing.
I mean, immigration laws are happening right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You give a fuck
About immigration?
We should.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if I have even as many thoughts about it as I have the United thing.
Yeah.
Because the next step is like, can't nobody leave. And then we're like, oh, fuck, we should have cared more because now we can't even go nowhere. Yeah. He's like, ain't nobody fucking get out of the country no more. We're just fucking...
That was fucking batshit, dude. I can't leave. I pay taxes, nigga. I can't leave.
How soon would you find out that you just couldn't leave America? That was the thing. He's like, it's just Dave, you can't leave America. Would you being like, all right, whatever?
Well, see, right now, I'm so broke, I can't do it.
Some niggas is like that.
Like, my thing is right now, I'm so broke, most things in life don't affect me. And that is how they kind of get you. Because they make you not care because my problems are rent, light, internet, student loan debt.
That's the biggest way they're doing it. They're like, let's just have them.
I don't know if that's the biggest way, but like, it's just...
I mean, our generation for sure.
Our generation, but like, overall, as a scheme for capitalism, like, they keep you distracted because... we don't care about, like, hunger, obesity, like, depression, mental health. Those things don't get enough attention because we're so worried about, like, what am I going to eat today? I need gas. We're so worried about day-to-day things because they don't pay us enough to fucking... If this shit was taken care of, you would care more about, like... overall, as a people, we would care more about AIDS research. We would care more about mental health research. We would care more about homelessness. We would care... You know what I'm saying? But, like... They make everything is that we pay you just little enough and make things just priced a certain way that once you make your check, you give us your money and you're worried about your next check. Yeah. That's the whole cycle. Don't think about nothing else other than your own well-being. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Like once you start reading like philosophy and they go on like communism, socialism, and like liberty, like all these different economic structures, you're like, man, capitalism is... It's built on destruction. It's fucking crazy. Like Kmart don't give a fuck. Like this is crazy. In an ideal world, Walmart, Target, Kmart, they all sit at the same table and say, how can we make customer service better as a whole? Like that's in a perfect world. Like if you care about what you're doing, you care about making it better. But instead, it's like Walmart's like, yo, how can we fucking kill Kmart? Like what do we gotta do to fucking nuke them niggas? Like because I want to go on vacation this summer. All right, and I can't go on vacation. The niggas still breathing. Like it's so savage, bro. It's so fucking savage, man.
If I don't make enough money, if I don't make more money than I did last year for this company, they're gonna get someone that's gonna make more money.
Yeah. Dude, like I keep thinking, like, why not more collab albums? Because as an artist, it's fucked up for you too. Yeah. As an artist, you can't be like if I want to work with you on some shit, like even with comedy, like if I want to work with you on some shit, it's like I'm splitting the shine immediately. Yeah. It's like. For me to shine, I gotta make sure I'm better than other niggas and kind of make sure they don't get no shine. Like, be funny enough that it overshadows everybody else. Sure. You can't think about collaboration. You know, like this, it's so fucked up, man. We're worried about something that we made up. Like money doesn't really exist. Yeah, has no value. It's printed.
Oh, fiat.
It's just fucking. It's just crazy to me.
But out of all the systems, is this not the best one? Could you survive on any of the other isms?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the one that like.
I feel like some things just need to happen to get everybody on a decent level. Like I just
feel like capitalism is the one that just hasn't completely fucked up yet.
Yeah.
I think legalizing weed will be a huge first step to everybody just getting along and like having dialogue.
For sure.
And just like, dude, in a weird way, like life's all about having enough numbers. Like you have enough like in school you have a high enough grade. So you can just keep getting through. Yeah. So you can get a job, so you make enough money, so you can just keep getting through life. Like it's all about how many ones and zeros you have. There's a nigga out there right now who knows I'm right and he has access to all the numbers. I'm like, listen, dude, have a change. If this dude's listening right now, just give everybody $50,000 tomorrow. Yeah. It's all it is. It's a quick type.
Dude, honestly, I really do think that
it's a slash
universal income is like the evolution of man for us. You know, when I think I was talking to somebody else. I was talking to somebody else today. I think the first big step in the future is going to be self-driving cars. If they can literally just raise the level of how safe it is just like 10% above humans, then it'll just be the new thing. Like if you want to drive your own car, if you're getting a non-self-driving car, you're going to have to pay more on your insurance because you're just more of a liability. And that's how they incentivize it. And then once we do that, once we cut that, one of the biggest employers in America are driving jobs. That's one of the biggest employers in all of America. So many people do that. If we eliminate that, I just feel like in general, if we get it to a point to where most humans don't have to worry about living and eating, we can all use our minds to either make the world a better place specifically, or a more artistic place, or just a more communicative place, and we can actually like better the world. It's the concept of people having to worry about making ends meet that distract them from what they really rather.
It's so many people you meet that wanna follow their dreams, but they gotta worry about rent.
But here's the question though, are you inspired when you're comfortable? I'm not. Usually it's when some fucked up shit, when shit's the worst, that's when all the creative shit, not all of it, but a lot of creative shit is happening.
You would have to look at, so if you look at everyone that puts up with a certain amount of bullshit, and the people that rise through it, the few that rise through it, is that number higher than if there was no bullshit? That's a good point. Yeah. And then there's lazy people, but just some of them would just not have to deal with some of this, so they would just naturally there would be more people to break through the smaller layer of bullshit.
And I'll argue that if we were comfortable and like let's say we were all like affluent and but like let's say that like the government did like the 50,000 thing, we all had that money. We would hey man, you trying to go take a trip somewhere? Try to go broaden our horizons. Like you would get inspired through exploring and exploration and like seeing new things. Like right now we're getting inspired off of like darkness. Yeah. And I mean it's not our fault. It's just like it is what it is. But like if we had the money, we'd be doing dope shit. We'd be shooting stuff. We have things we want to shoot that we don't have the money for. Yeah. You know, we would make the shit happen. And that way, another thing off of that is if everybody had 50,000, right? Mm-hmm. If you saw a dude homeless on the street, you would have way less like empathy. You like, yo, nigga, we all got 50,000, bro. How'd you fuck that? like, yo, you making bad decisions because we all got the same amount of money.
Yeah, for sure.
50,000 is a life-changing amount of money for most people. Yeah, you can pay the student loan debts in one go. you can fucking.
I think the plan too is that you would assume people that are making above however much of the market would turn down the money.
Some people would, like that's not.
You would assume because why would you? If you're making $500,000 a year.
Okay, here's the question.
I wouldn't turn down
50,000. So everybody has 50,000. Everybody's comfortable. You have to worry about less. Okay, so what if let's say you're talking about the numbers. What about the comfortable people? Like, is it just like almost inspiring like mediocrity? Maybe like
I think it's
like you won't get like they'll create like this like I don't know, a self-pumping lotion. I don't know. But this other dude, like when shit's bad, he's going to like he can make that shit way. So which one is better?
Yeah, well, I guess what more I think it'll do for people is have them tap into more of the human experience as a whole outside of working some type of job.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. At the same time, there would have to be something to incentivize people to work the job that need to be done to keep this whole thing moving. But even then, I feel like there should be more responsibility taken on people. Like I never grew up farming. Some of my family did, but the whole factory farming thing. It just, in my mind, I feel like I wish we could set it up where it was like it's kind of you responsible to have a garden and to supply your own certain amount of food. Like you should only be able to buy a certain amount of food, and you should be able to, I don't know, just a more sustainability and just I feel like the universal basic income, like I was saying before, you get more in touch with the things around you. You can worry less about working the job and just more in touch with the community around you, the needs they need. I don't know, any arts. I mean, I didn't know about comedy because I was just busy in fucking school and just never thought to never even look anything up. You know what I mean?
And niggas are gonna be mediocre throughout life, right? No matter where you are. It's in a society of niggas like fucking like the One Punch Man alien people. There's a nigga that ain't shit. Yeah. He just like he fight niggas sometimes. He's like I don't care. He's just there's always gonna be an ain't shit person. But like what like niggas gonna be niggas. They're gonna fucking buy Jordans. They're gonna buy clothes. They're gonna buy cars. They're gonna fucking that's gonna be it. But people with foresight and visionaries, they're like, okay, I can fucking invest this money in this. I can fucking pay this off and like go here or like whatever. Like sustainable living, like growing your own food and shit. It's probably people that want to do that. It's expensive though. You gotta buy all that shit to get started. You gotta fucking you gotta have the space to do it. You gotta have the fucking supplies. You gotta fucking find a chicken.
I mean, I know they don't know enough about it.
Healthy.
I don't know enough about it for to be like, oh yeah, it'd be a great idea. I mean, I bet there's a bunch of flaws. I think the main thing is that there's just
how
too many
good would that
people.
Motherfucking pig taste though when you fucking raise it and then I'm sorry. I'm just thinking
I
was like, yo, how good is it gonna taste though?
You just name him delicious.
Oh my nigga, your name's delicious, boy. You about to be good as a motherfucker in like a year or some change.
You fall in love with it.
Just do like dog. You just I don't know, and like it's gonna be good. If you fucking that's your shit. You ain't get that from nobody. That's your shit.
This is where you made so you don't grow close to it. Is you do the Charlotte's Web thing. You just put in the corner instead of boosting them up. You just say you ain't shit. You just fucking
every so often like
dumbass pig. Fuck you.
Eat your feelings away. Yeah.
I didn't know, dude. Out of you talking about the farming shit, I did not know that they gave. They would mix candy in with the hay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said that's a cheaper route. They've been doing that, putting like just get fucking cotton candy and M&Ms.
Wow.
And like just almost like thinning it out, and they just put it in with the hay and then feed the animals.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't think they were doing that when my granny had chicken farms because I would have definitely noticed. But I do remember we had to go in there at nighttime and like wake them up, and I was like, "Why are we doing this, Granddad?" And he was like, "Because he said they chickens only got two things to do is fucking eat and sleep. They're not asleep, they're gonna eat. So like we had to go wake them up, make them eat, and then like and that was like part of the day."
What kind of chicken atrocities did you see? Just like a bunch of shit, just.
It was bad, man. Like he would like go around and pick up the dead chickens and throw them in a bucket or whatever. But like nothing too bad, honestly. Like he sold the barns because he wasn't able to do what they were doing, which was pretty much like putting them in. What is terrible? They pretty much like put them in like stalls so they can't move and just pretty much throw food on them.
Oh, that's like veal shit. God damn.
Yeah, that was like the new wave. He was like, I'm just gonna sell these.
He's like, cause this is fucking my contract. I've been throwing away dead chickens for the past
I've been straight murdering
like,
chickens.
It's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up when your chickens are like moving around, like, cause that was part of his thing. Like they still get to run around, but they're in the barn.
Yeah.
But the new wave was just like, nah, put them in these fucking stalls and just throw food at their face.
And if they don't, pull it out.
Nigga say, nigga, if they die, they die. Nigga, you fucking pick one, take that one out, throw another one in there, and just take a spot, and just
put
fucking.
That shit in a t-shirt gun. Just fired at this thing.
There's a book called.
It's like working on evolution. Like now they just got chickens that are so good at catching shit with their mouths. Oh, that's the only type of chickens they raise.
Them good ass catcher chickens. Dude, there's a book called Oryx and Crake talking about the whole fucking society taking that new wave type shit. And it was like a world with no art. Like it's like one art college in the whole country, and it's just run down like a motherfucker. It's pretty much the story of these two dudes. I think Oryx was the science dude, and Crake was like the art dude or whatever. But they had the same concept of like what food in that day and age was just like meat birds with no eyeballs or nothing, just mouths, and like there was just tubes that just shot the food into them, and like that was society then. Like just when you want to have sex, there was no more courting and dating. It was just like you go to the front office and say, I need coitus. And they would send a person who also wanted coitus to your room and y'all just have sex regardless of whatever you felt. And just like you get out your system and that's it. Like there's a society of just like efficiency.
Wow.
You know, like they didn't have like diseases like that and stuff like that because like everything was just, but they kind of killed any kind of art. Like they killed any kind of personality.
Fuck.
That's where it was headed. It's fucking crazy. We need an artistic revolution, man. That's what we need. We need like artists. We need people to paint, draw, sing, dance.
Niggas paint, draw, and dance.
We need more of that. We need too many people being CNAs. We need.
I think that's just the local community that you see around yourself. But I feel like we're in the middle.
That's
of
I don't know. That's some country ass shit. But like a lot of people like I'm gonna be a CNA. That was like a lot of.
No, it just
a lot of nursing.
Yeah, a lot of nursing. Just it's easy. You can go to school for it.
And it pays well.
CNAs don't pay that well, man.
It doesn't pay
Some of the private ones, yes.
Yeah.
But like the ones that work in those fucking nursing facilities, no, man.
I mean, it's like a teacher. It's like that base salary. It's like not many ways to move up.
So I guess like the RN, that's where it's like.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Universal basic income. If you see a teacher, they want to be a teacher.
Yeah. And
that's the biggest problem with our education system. It's like just like this factor that they're turning out people. They're getting people that are passionate about the concept of teaching someone, but not giving them a realistic understanding what the job is. And that's why you have fucking, I don't know, you grow up, you remember teachers that like, you were fucking crazy. It's like, yeah, because all y'all are fucking crazy, and I have a love for teaching children, but I didn't understand it's also, I gotta manage these behaviors. I gotta it's actually a job.
Different backgrounds.
You know what I mean? I'm babysitting on someone, but I gotta be a mentor. It's not just having them understand, and I was fortunate enough to want to teach music, but I really feel for the people that are like, I'm not passionate about third grade math.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm passionate about music, and then I also like teaching. Those are like kind of two separate things. But if you only want to teach and you're just like, whatever, I'm kind of good at math, so I'll just teach third grade math, and you're just reading shit out of a book, that's like, I mean, that is, in a way, a version of hell. You know what I mean? Honestly, you're just stuck in this thing, and I don't know. That's why you have teachers acting crazy as shit. That's what.
See, also our educational system, I would revamp this shit completely and go straight to like an apprenticeship thing. Like you have like your basic education, like maybe I don't know how many years, maybe to like 13, and then like you find a nigga that do some cool shit, you follow him around and then like learn. Like it's kind of like.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like in back then, if you were a blacksmith, what do? Your mom says go find a fucking blacksmith.
Well, there's not a lot of trade jobs.
You can't go to college. Yeah, trade or whatever. Like you fucking watch this nigga. That's what we did with comedy. Like, we fucking go to the comedy shows, watch people who are better than us, and, like, follow them. Like, kind of copy what they did and shit.
True. All right, fucking the United shit.
United Airlines. Everybody know about that, man.
I feel like my main thing when I saw that was I the only one who was like, this Asian dude is not going to put up any better fight than this. Like, when they were dragging him, I thought he was going to, like kick himself up. They
knocked that nigga out, bro.
I know, but he just, like...
They knocked him
out. I mean, I don't want to be like, I assume every Asian person knows Kung Fu. That's not what I'm saying.
That is what you're saying.
But something...
There's some... Yeah, you expect some basic shit that
something was going to come out.
Yeah. Some basic... The way he was going...
You know what I mean? He was being dragged away like he'd never ever touched another human being. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah. That's funny as fuck.
I thought...
And racist.
Just like, get up! Like,
yeah.
Some Deadliest Warrior shit.
Yeah, even as he was getting out of the seat, I mean, he's the one that, like, flailed into the, I don't know. What was y'all's thoughts on that? That was my first thought.
This is bad. But, like, whenever I see multiple police, and like, if I see multiple police and the intention's directed at me, I'm immediately trying to go home. Like my goal is I want to see my mama again. You know what I'm saying? I love my mama. Like, I want to see her again. Yeah. So like immediately I'm just like, okay, how can I go home? Like, I already lost. The niggas are already here.
Yeah, and
what world do I silver tongue my way through this shit?
Yeah, and I don't agree with how he was treated because that is unfortunate for sure. But I don't know how long he's been in America. I don't know. I mean, anybody knows. We don't fuck around on the
this
plane.
Nigga, you living in a bubble.
That is true. Like
that's some old shit.
Yeah.
If you've ever been on the plane, you know when everyone gets on there. I want to write a bit about it, but it's like too sensitive. It's like they get on there and there's like a moment everyone has where they're just like, okay, we're all gonna live through this, right?
Yeah. So listen, here's my thing.
Like we have a tenseness on the plane. So if you cause any type of problem in any way, we know it's about to make people freak out.
This is what you got in the situation that makes it real bad. We don't fuck around on planes.
Yeah.
Granted, we don't fuck around with the police. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it? We don't fuck around with the police.
We've been learning stop fucking with the police.
The airline called the police onto the plane. We got two things right there. And then we just don't fuck around with brown niggas screaming in public. So like we got three of them things going on at the same time.
You know what is so crazy? You know what I really noticed about the situation? this Asian dude, they pull him off the plane, Chicago PD. If that dude was black, this would have been a race issue. It would have been a race issue. We would have said he was targeted because he was black. Then the argument would have been like it was a random thing. He shouldn't have been causing a problem. And we would have all been talking about race. But because he's Asian and we don't identify with their struggle or their thing or whatever. Another thing, if he was a darker Asian, if he was any type of Muhammad, nobody would have been on his side. Nobody. Everybody would have been like, get that nigga off the plane.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of... This is fucked up. Like a lot of people see Asians, they're like white people.
Sure.
So it was like, nigga, you should have known better. Like
they kind of lumped in.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, and
white people don't act like this. What do you?
And then it's for sure unfair of us to do that. But I mean, at the end of the day, don't fuck around on planes.
No.
And everyone should know that. And I don't know if he knew that.
And my whole, it's like a losing the battle trying to win the war type situation.
Yeah,
I already lost. I already
lost in plenty of ways because in my mind, the first thing you do if he says no is like because they gotta raise the bar. They could have offered $1,200. They were offering $8. Once you realize that this person's not gonna do it, it depends on how he's saying no. If he's saying no and also trying to cause a problem, maybe that's what I don't know. Escalated in the very beginning.
Was he on his way to something important? Like.
He said he had patience. He said he was a doctor and he had patience.
Connected in Louisville, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. But then at my mind, I'm like, look, we said random, we offered money at $1,200. We're going to go one by one and be like, $1,200. You don't want to get off this plane right now? You know what I mean?
I took that deal, nigga. And was it $1,200 and a plane ticket?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what's even crazier? If you're on a plane and they say they got to bring some people off and no one does it, and then they randomly select someone and then they select you, you're not going to be like, oh, our random selection trying to take me off this fucking death mobile right now? Yeah, I'm getting the fuck off this plane. Like I don't necessarily believe in an act of God, but at the same time, I'm like, that's a sign. I gotta get the fuck off this plane.
That's like a nigga looking out. Like he's like, hey man, you might want to get off this plane. You might want to get off this plane.
I mean, I was saying to defend them, but it's just like we don't fuck with planes. I'm surprised at lack of defense. And
here's the thing about Asian people.
If it was a black dude, it would have been a race thing.
Here's the thing about Asian people when it comes to race in America, and this is purely my opinion, but it was weird how they did it. They lumped in with white people when it comes to how they're being treated and how, because everybody on the plane was like, oh my God, no, you should not do that to him. Like there was nobody was like trying to. They were just like looking outraged.
Yeah, I don't think actually it's fair to lump in white people because there's a level of it to where it's like they look down on them in the sense that it's like sympathy too. Like
but it's like
a respecting.
But they on the same side of the fence.
Well, I think Asian people are respecting the sense that Asian people can be anything, but at the same time they're boxed into like also it's kind of like tech jobs and smart shit though.
But they're on the same side of the fence though.
Fair.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Their negative connotations aren't nearly as low as black people's.
But what they did do with this guy that was interesting to me, they did the black guy like background check after he got fucked up.
Oh yeah,
he was fucking dudes for Oxycontin or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is it? But my whole thing is like, whenever somebody gets fucked up by police, somebody immediately goes into their whole history and finds anything about you negative and says, well, JD used to eat McDonald's a lot, and I'm like, why is it? I should get hit though, like. Yeah. I don't know why that happened, but that did happen. Like I don't know if that happens to white people like that.
And then
they
also,
do the background check.
I was a little unclear. It's like they call the cops, but then the Chicago PD was the ones that got him off the plane in that manner. How the police those policemen treated that person? I don't see how that directly reflects onto United. Like they were just like, hey, we need to call the police. We don't have. I mean, we might have security.
Yeah.
We might have security, but we don't have someone to handle this. We defer to the police.
I think it was the CEO's response that was the big problem.
Oh sure, yeah, because he apologized like 3 different times, and it was only really an apology at the end. It was like, we're sorry that we overbooked it, and it's like, no, we're sorry we didn't offer him enough money. And then it's like, all right, we're sorry how he was treated.
Yeah.
But how he was, but like it's like when you call your big cousin to help you out and he go OD, and then you're like, man, nigga, like I ain't mean to do all that. Just get him off me. Like, I said, get him off me. Yeah. Fucking broke all his teeth and shit. Like, fucking. And then the memes really fucking took that story by storm though. Like, if you don't know what happened, you think a United Airline person. That is the memes are serious right now. The memes are insane right now.
I even tried to put one out. Didn't get a lot of traction.
There's one. It's a scene from some black movie where like a dude's like, get off my land, and he's like carries a black girl like around a house and like throws her into a field. It's like a minute and a half long. Yeah. But it's hilarious with the caption how United treats they passengers.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I had shouts out to all these people getting these cheap ass United flights, and there's just a bunch of people putting on helmets. Like a bunch of people like. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's the police was the one that did. I don't give a fuck. Oh, the biggest thing that I still don't understand. Maybe I need to look into it more. He got back on the plane. How'd that even happen?
He got back on the plane?
He did.
Yeah, you guys not see that?
Oh, yeah, he did.
He's on there and he's like, kill me.
What the fuck?
You not see that or whatever? He's like, I gotta go. I have to leave on this plane. And he's in the back like bleeding, holding on to this thing, being like, just kill me. He's like saying it over and over again. He's like in this like crazy manic like panic.
Goddamn.
Wow, man.
I'm like, bro, if I get fucked up by any kind of enforcement and I don't die, my whole thing is I gotta be as hurt as possible. Like, not crazy, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I'm thinking settlement. I'm like, yo, I can change my life with this thing. If I can just tell my story, and I'm just like, yo, if I don't say nothing fucking insane, I'll just like fucking give them that like, fucking oppressive black guy face. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, yo, I can settle for like
as you're getting jacked away, you're like, I just wanted to make a difference.
Yeah, but I say shit like that. Yeah. I was like, yo, I was following my dream. Yeah. The kids need me.
I have a dad.
The kids need me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say injustice, inequality. Help me.
You're getting dragged. This doesn't hurt me. This hurts my people. Whatever you can do.
Do it one time for the culture.
Yeah.
The culture needs me.
Offset. You just
Quavo. Take off. You hear me? Dude, if I say put the rappers' names in it, Lil Uzi Vert, Kodak Black, Reach Out, Lil Wayne, Kanye. I listen to your music. That's why it's happening right now.
Feel like to be set.
Some commercial.
Drake.
Lil Yachty's better than Drake.
but like, dude, the whole thing is like, the internet takes one fucked up thing and makes it the whole thing. Like, if I say all that dope ass shit and say Lil Yachty's better than Drake, they're like, he's obviously crazy.
Yeah, the nigga with no taste gets beat the fuck up.
Nigga with no taste in music gets beat up because he's fat and chalky looking. I'm like, god damn it, like
Black
why?
Twitter. Let's get to Black Twitter.
But the internet, if you get on World Star, you're done. If you get on Facebook, you're set. That's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
World Star, your life's over.
God damn it, man! If fucking Jesus Christ.
Chance, listen to me. God, I would just scream it out. I'll be like, yo, I need these people to pay attention to this video.
I care about public schools.
I care.
Black history. We wrote that down.
Shit. Oh yeah. I've been. I don't know what did your schools did your schools like really invest time in teaching?
In grade school, it was a black elementary school, so yes, they did.
Yeah.
In grade school, in grade school, I knew a lot about Black history.
Wow. In
middle school, high school, they were like, what month, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, get to class.
I remember most of my black history education was some nigga made peanuts.
That's fucked up.
I mean, that's like,
that's fucked
as
up.
far as I remember getting, is like some nigga made peanuts.
And
I know how wrong that is.
Dude, it's
Don't
so wrong.
get the name, and he also did not create the peanut. Like, but that literally was like the summation. And then Underground Railroad, the hits. You know what I mean? The hits.
Yeah.
But like,
see, my thing with the whole Washington Carver, I know he's so mad. He's like, nigga, it was over 300 uses for the peanut. It was a toothpaste. Like, he was like, y'all niggas are sleeping on my dream hard as fuck. I advanced society 500 years. Nobody fucking.
Yeah, I bet it started with
it was a gasoline.
Yeah, I bet he just came up with something. That's like, oh look, I made shampoo, and they're like, yeah, but you're making out of peanuts, and he was like, what? I got toothpaste. Oh, what was that made of? Peanuts still. You're never gonna do anything with the peanut. And he's just like, you gotta dedicate my life to
that. Came from somebody saying, nigga, you can't do nothing with that goddamn peanut.
And they're like cracking pistachios and shit. Like, you ain't gonna do shit.
I feel like that's all his dad ate growing up. He was like, man, how can I fucking make this something?
Yeah.
At some point, somebody got freed, and when they got freed, they threw peanuts in their face. He said, take this, nigga. And he was like, this peanut's gonna change my family. And it did.
Yeah.
We just gave him a glimpse into the future. Like, just show him the things that people do with peanut butter and how much we fucking eat it, and then it's just his righteous indignation. I told you, nigga. I told you. Reese's sandwiches, nigga. What are you
having going crazy? They covered it in chocolate. They made it crunchy. They made it uncrunchy. They made it healthy.
I love my shit. He's just
fucking incredible.
He looks at the peanut butter and jelly in the same jar and gets disgusted.
Nigga.
It was pure, like cocaine.
There was a movement just to put his face on every jar of peanut butter.
I learned a couple things. I didn't know about the true stories of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. I didn't know about all the things Harriet Tubman went through. They don't tell you all of it. They tell you they tell me Columbus found America and that Pilgrims met up with Indians and were like, hey man, y'all want to eat together? And I believe that. Like that was like, dude, it's so crazy.
Yeah, and I do honestly.
Why'd you tell me that?
I remember one part of history class of them kind of painting it as if the Indians started it. Like everything was straight, and then they started fucking around, not letting them grow the certain amount of shit. Like we were about to die, so we had to start fucking them up. And I was like,
I remember my freaking
sounds like white bullshit.
One of my teachers in the 5th or 6th grade was like super against rap music, and we were like, why? And she was like, because it promotes killing the police. And then I remember that not being correct, but also knowing what she was talking about. Yeah. I was like, oh, you mean that song? And she was like, yeah, it's all hateful demon music. And I was just like, that was something she taught us in grade school. Demon music. She was like, you just should not listen to that. You should listen to whatever's on Disney Channel. She said Disney Channel's got good music. And I was like, lady, you're fucking me up right now.
Kids club music.
Did y'all have a reading class?
I mean, where we just read?
Practice reading? Yeah.
Well, there was like a time, I don't know about a class,
like
but
5th grade.
They took an hour just to fucking just strictly read, but no separate thing.
So in high school,
I had in high school. I never said in high school. Well, it was definitely in grade school, but like I remember we had to like go to another person to help us specifically learn how to read. Like our school's scores were like so low. They were like, we need basic level help and shit. Like I was one of the few kids who was reading on like a 12th grade level at the time. But like, I still had to go to this class for an hour.
Was that a regular 12th grade level or 12th grade for what y'all were about to be set up to do?
We took this test. We took a punk ass like test, and it was like it was shoot out your level or whatever.
Yeah. Nigga, ain't that English class though?
That was separate.
God damn.
We went to another class just to read. Like it was just like, well, nigga, I was so serious, bro. We would have like we would have a book. We would have the book. We was reading.
Yeah, the reading.
We had to go. I hated it, bro. We had to go along and just read paragraphs out loud. Just be like.
Just making like check marks and X's and shit. Like this is no.
The teachers just like reading along with us, and like that was the whole class. Like we had to like practice reading. Like this shit was terrible, dude. This shit was terrible, dude.
You talking about when they have you fucking read in class, and the thing, the fucking cliche thing that happens is one dude reads and he's not a good reader.
Yeah.
He gets a word that he's fucking struggling with, and then you tell him the word, and then this nigga gets mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I don't need your help. Like, nigga, you did.
You do.
I'm interested in this story at this point, and you fucking it up.
Yeah. Niggas at my school just refuse to read and lash out, and I would be like, oh, they bad. But I'm like, I'm not thinking, it's systemic racism and oppression in America. Let's fuck my niggas up. I'm not thinking my brother. I'm thinking, oh man, Montavious bad as shit. You can't fucking hang out with him. That nigga fight after school.
Yeah. Don't fuck with Montavious.
That nigga fights after school. He's bad.
He can't have none of my honey buns. I do remember I was going.
Niggas eat honey buns, got 6-pack. Fucking me up, bro. I'm like, how'd you do that? How'd you do that?
Dude, don't read. You reading?
Niggas eating honey buns and Twizzlers, playing basketball, drinking soda.
Dude,
I'm like, how are you doing that?
That post I made about the fucking black people at the credit union, just together, just that thermogenesis, we're constantly burning calories there. That's why that niggas cut the fuck up.
Hang out.
I'm like, mama, he got different type of honey buns.
I do remember.
His honey bun, he got them healthy honey buns. He got whole wheat honey buns. Yeah. I'm like, mama, he's got 6-pack.
Sugar-free sugar.
He's got sugar-free sugar, mama. We're eating the same honey buns, but he's different for him. She was like, nah, just Josh. Some people are different. I was like, nah, I don't believe that. I don't fuck all that, mama. Montavious has a 6-pack and he fights after school. All he eats is honey buns and drinks Sprite. And his fucking, he killing. Wait, bro, body type is like so different from mine.
Yeah.
I'm round. This nigga is like, he looks like a man waiting to be a man. Like, he's like a small man. Like, I'm like, he got a 6-pack in the chest, and I'm like, and dreads and shit like that. He knew like rap lyrics. He was fucking
Montavious. Dude, we think Montavious doing now?
He's probably I hope he's not listening to this. He's probably in prison, dead, or doing well for himself. Those are 3 options you got as a county. Like you're either in prison, dead, or you're doing all right. So you're not doing the other 2. You're doing all right.
Yeah. I would say I went to a.
He punched me in my chest twice one time in the bathroom.
How'd that feel?
it upset me. I got ready to fight though. I was ready to fight. I did get ready to fight. I put my hands up and I was like, this is about to happen.
And then why didn't it?
He was like, nah, I'm just playing.
What? Nigga.
And I was like, this is a weird moment in my life. But he didn't like for the long. But I mean, a lot of things didn't like me, but he didn't like me. Like also acted on it. And one time I was in the bathroom one time and he was like, hey man, put your hands up. And I was like, what? And he hit me in my chest twice. And I was like, it didn't hurt that bad. So I was like, okay.
Dude.
All right. I was like, I didn't get knocked out. So I was like, okay, let's fucking do this. And I put my hands up. I'm a little fat kid. And I gave him the strongest eye contact I've ever given anybody in my life. At that point, I was like, I was like, nigga, you're not gonna like. My whole thing is like, you're not gonna leave here like you didn't fight me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would like wrestle stuff with my brothers, my cousins, and like I knew a little bit of like martial arts.
Yeah.
A little bit, but I was like, yo, I'm gonna use the two moves I got, nigga. I'm about to use them on your ass, bro. Like, yo, I know an arm bar, nigga, and a choke, nigga. And I'm about to fuck you up. Cause I was like, you skinny, but I got mad. So like, I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna go to the ground. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not giving him a fuck at this point. But then he's fucking like, I'm playing. And I was like, all right.
Dude, that goes back to your joke. Niggas be trying you.
Niggas will be
trying.
Niggas will try you.
Always. God damn it.
For no reason.
Really, somebody gotta be like, yo, don't try me right now.
And then like, when you present it, like, oh, I'm just fucking around.
I'm just fucking around. I'm like, nah, you just try. You know,
what was the point of this? What was the fucking point? You heard the joke I do about the neighbor?
Yes.
Okay, so that is real, but originally it wasn't. I moved to this place. There's people on both sides. They know each other, and motherfuckers just walking through my shit. I approached them on some man shit. Hey, I'm your new neighbor. Could you not walk through my yard? I'm paying for my shit. Could you not do that? And some of us like, yeah, man, like it's cool. Hey, nice to meet you. A couple of these motherfuckers, these little knucklehead ass niggas, they kept doing it. And so I was like, okay, I'm in a new place. All these niggas know each other. So if I jump on this nigga right now, there's a possibility that I'll come home from work or just some shit happen and I get fucked up. Or they fuck up my place. Just there's the potential for bullshit is high, nigga. Yeah. So what do? Do you just keep letting this nigga walk through your yard or do you take some sort of fucking action? I thought of that joke in the midst of that. Yeah, because it hadn't happened. But then I was like, you know what? That is a good fucking idea. That's a good idea. And that shit's gonna happen. And I fucking but the fact that I had to do that. Yeah. That's fucking insane. Like, a man says to you, don't, and you just keep trying him. Yeah. Why would you do that? Well, you don't even know this nigga. You know nothing about him. Yeah. You know none of his life experience.
This is just...
You put both of our lives in danger. Both of us.
Just my advice to anybody who's young out there in the streets, if you listen to this podcast for some reason, just don't try a man. Don't try a grown man. Because a grown man just has like... he has a lack of a certain fear. He's like he's older and he's like, I don't care about some stuff. Like if I kill you right now, I think I'll be alright with it. Like this, you always had that fucking risk of like, and he just know more. Yeah. Like he just know how to fight. Like if a nigga's gonna fight you and he's like fucking 40 or something like that, he been fighting. This nigga's not like he been fighting for 40 something years. This nigga got tricks and shit. You can't just fucking young man your way through like, fucking quick jabs and dodges and shit. Yeah. He gonna grab you and fucking do some shit.
It's funny is I've heard other people talk on podcasts. Is we talking about younger people, and we were talking about just the shit talking. I've also seen guys say things to people in the scene. Yeah. And like, this nigga is acting like he's the way he did this. Obviously, he's never been punched in the face. You've never been punched in the face because you don't say that to people. You don't say that to a man's face. Yeah. Like, sure. What are you doing, nigga? You a wildin'.
Yeah. Dude, people. I just particularly at the Idiot Box open mic. It was I don't know why for some reason people will say reckless ass shit or just feel like they're in circles that they're not in. Yeah. Like if I'm talking, like dude, it'll be times I'm talking to Mike or whatever, just like. Well, obviously, like, back in the day, nigga, if I saw Trunking Higgins off to the side talking, nigga, I wouldn't get within 10 feet. I'm like, I don't want to hear what they talking about right now. It would probably make my ear bleed. Yeah. But, like, I was talking to Mikey and fucking Gypsy will walk up and just start looking at us. And I'm like, what are you? Like, I've stopped saying, who are you? Yeah. I'm like, what are you? Because, like, I openly, in Quapple, like, I openly say no to their face. I'm like, Nah, I just can't take you as you are right now. Sure. That's on me or on you, whatever. But I can't deal with it. And they're just steadily like in my space. Yeah. Just steadily in my space. I was like, I don't fuck with you like that. Yeah. I fuck with you on the level of like I know you're a comedian. You know what I'm saying? And I respect you as a human being. Yeah. If I saw you dying, I got your back, nigga. I'm not gonna fucking. I'm a help out.
You got a bubble.
You know what I'm saying? But like, there's definitely a difference.
I love when people come up. My thing is, I think it's awkward when you pull up and you got nothing to offer. Like if you're not, I mean, not like you gotta hop in the conversation seamlessly, but like you don't say anything and you just come and start just staring at our faces as we talk to each other. I just lock in on JD and just don't give him any acknowledgement. I'm just like,
straight up.
All right, boom, we're in here.
Cause I'm like, what's the point of even looking to the side right now? Yeah. I'm gonna look to the side and I got anger issues like a motherfucker now because I'm exploring my emotions.
What's like,
I can't deal with it. Like,
sometimes I think it's just like a neediness where it's like,
I got nothing for you.
Well, no, it's like, do you want us to rope you into this conversation, or do you actually have something to say, or do you just want to be over here talking to us, or do you actually have something to say? Like, are we? I
can't stand when
are we gonna try to pass the ball to you and you're gonna drop it? That's kind of like.
I'm like, the ball's. First of all, the ball's coming too fast and it's too heavy. You're gonna drop it. You're not ready for this ball right now, bro. We've been like, bro, like the fucking this is like comedy. It's a muscle, man. Like we've been working on fucking riffing and hanging. Like I didn't riff with anybody until like. Hey now, Mike, and even then it was slow because like we had to fucking become friends and like learn each other and shit. But like now I can't just fucking do that with anybody. I can't fucking be talking to Mike and then fucking like boom pass to the gypsy. It'll break his chest. It'll break his little chest. He got a little chest. It'll break his little chest. And the nigga's always tipsy. He's off balance. He's gonna fucking fall over.
I mean, it's funny, man. Like, I remember when he first started coming around, and I didn't like. Some people were kind of already talking to him.
I thought a lawn gnome came to life. Like, straight up, I was like a lawn gnome, like a little, little lawn gnomes. A lawn gnome from like a bad part of town. You seen some shit.
Initially, I was like, okay, he's new, and like maybe I know how when you're new and you're trying to fucking fit in, and sometimes you just try too hard. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's that. And so I was trying. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. You know, because I get it. But then after a while, I was like, okay, this nigga's ill. I don't know what the fuck is up with this nigga, but I also cannot do this. I remember one day, man, I fucking I took too much Adderall, and niggas was shaking. I was trying to get my shit together. I took way too much, too close together. And I went to Boo Radley's just to sit down and try to get myself together. And he comes up,
sneaking up.
That's exactly. Well, that nigga stays slithering.
Yeah.
Yo, Jimmy, you a slithering ass nigga.
Slithering ass nigga.
Shoulders never get in line. Like,
he's like that little. He's like a gift shop snake.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
a little puppet man.
I was like, hey man, like he started coming up and talking. I talked with him for a minute. So I was like, hey man, like I'm not feeling okay. Can you just like give me a couple of minutes to get myself together and I'll come talk to you? He was like, okay. And then he just sits there. 30 seconds pass. He starts talking again. I was like, dude, listen. All right, real shit. I took too much Adderall at one time and I'm trying to get through it. Can you just give me a minute? I'll come and talk with you, just see how your day's going and shit. Because I'm a concerned motherfucker. Just give me a little.
I'm just a concerned motherfucker that took too much Adderall. Okay?
Yeah. I'm way too focused, nigga. Can you? So he gets up. A minute passes, he comes right back, and then he's offering me advice on how to get through it. And I'm like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out my face, like you drew me to that. Get the fuck out my face, man.
Like the way Quaffle will always yell at me when he sees me on campus.
God damn.
JD,
oh my god.
JD, and I'm like, it's okay. This is my thing with Quaffle. He's doing that to me. We're not having like an energy. Our energies aren't melding and we're having a moment. He's doing that to me when I'm just trying to be a person out in life. It's the same thing as if Leo Hodson ran up on you with his wheelchair and just kept ramming you in the leg. And you'll be like, yo, how long do I gotta let this go on before I say something about you ramming me in the leg with your wheelchair? Like how long, how bruised up my leg gotta get before I say something? Like the same way he's yelling at me, I'm like, bro, can you stop yelling because you sound like a dragon? Like you sound like a retired dragon. Yeah. I'm like, bro, please, like please. I'm trying to get through this the same way you trying to get through this. If I saw him on campus and he has hat on and he fucking just tipped the hat to me and I was like, I see you, brother, and he did like one of those back, way more points, way
Maybe
more
he just wants
respect.
friendship, JD.
That's not how you
He
get
thinks highly
friendship.
of you.
That's
Yeah,
not how
he
you get
does.
friendship
Yeah.
from JD.
Yeah. Okay.
That's if you listen right, that's not how you fucking you slowly
You have weed.
you slowly are around and you smoke weed, and then we might start talking.
Yeah.
I like Amadou as a person. I like Amadou as a person.
You gotta strategically drop that you watch anime at the right time, and then it's off.
Wolfgang did it perfectly. He came over here, roast and jokes me for a little bit, listened to me talk, laughed at some stuff. We fucking we talked about anime and video games. I was like, nigga, you seen One Punch Man? He is not. Fucking sat there on that couch bonded. I'm like, I'll look out for that nigga the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, I'll look out for this nigga. I will look out for this nigga. If he's like, I'm selling cars now. I'm like, nigga, what kind of cars you got? I will let niggas know you sell cars, bro. And he tries hard as shit. This nigga's at mics that even I don't know about. Yeah. I'm like, nigga, you are out. Like, nobody can say you're not trying. I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, with fucking.
Hey, we talk about all the time. It's like hard to respect dudes that don't work, because
it really is. Cause
no matter what level.
We
were talking about
comedy's an honest game.
Yeah, we were talking about. Did you see the latest Kevin Hart special?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't want to ruin anything.
No, I'm probably not gonna watch it.
But anyways, it doesn't seem like, I'm not saying he is or isn't, it doesn't seem like he's able to put in the same amount of work he did, like when he was first starting.
Watch that first one compared to that last one.
Yeah. Even his second one, and I would even say his third one, like he's just not able to actually put the work in. So some of these jokes, I'm like, these are pretty good, but some of them, like on some comic show, I'm like, this isn't completely fleshed out. You mean like this isn't a full idea? You have an okay point, but you don't have that next point that makes it like hit, and you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Your point of view is getting across. You know what I mean? It's just shallow. So it's just, and that's, we were just talking about it. It's like I can only really respect people that are working. Like when I see Michael Che Matters or 8, so Michael Che special and Gerard Carmichael special, I'm like,
I still haven't watched Gerard's special.
Definitely watch it.
It's good.
Definitely watch it.
It's shot very well.
It is.
I'm not saying
crazy.
it's the funniest thing in the world, but it's shot very well.
Sure, and I agree. I know what you mean by that.
But it's funny. It's funny.
It definitely is funny, but it's like a new twist on it. It is special.
I do like
special.
that.
It's special for sure.
But I want to leave on a blatant note. Like I like Amadou as a person, but he doesn't smoke weed, and there's always gonna be that gap between us.
Oh yeah.
So I want to just get that out. Like, there's always gonna be that. Until we sit down and like smoke a blunt together, I feel there's something.
That's a prejudice you have against people.
I mean, we've done that though.
I know, but not everybody does drugs.
Hey man, if you're not doing drugs, what's up?
Maybe you got their life together.
Maybe you got like, but then why you doing comedy?
Yeah, true. Mark Brady, we're talking to you. Although, please never leave us.
No, Mark Brady. I think he got some internal stuff though. But like that's giving him like he's fucking. I'm the same way. I like my shit together.
The machine's fucked up.
I like my shit together because I'm so fucked up inside. Like this nigga got a house. I'm like, how fucked up are you? Like, Mark Brady's out here, man. Like he's one clean cut nigga that I will not. You can't doubt. That nigga's bits are crisp.
Yeah,
crisp.
That is
crisp.
That's the one I would describe.
Yo, you cannot sleep on him. Like if Mark Brady just got 3 minutes every year slowly and didn't tell nobody about it, it just boom, just on TV, just like it's crisp. It's presentable. You know what I'm saying? He's got the crisp movements, the blood flows going.
That's a vascular ass nigga.
Yeah. but like what Zoe said, with comedy's an honest game. Like they will always say like distance running is an honest sport because you can't cheat. You can't cheat. Like how long you win or whatever.
Yeah.
Like with comedy, it's the only spoken word thing was just you and a microphone that you go for like an hour. Yeah. Like, even with poetry, man, like what 30 minutes maybe, 45 minutes. You're not going. Sure. You're not going that long. With what rap with rap, you might have a concert, but then it's just not just you on stage. You got a whole football team behind you. No, comedy's the only thing was just you, your ideas, hour and a half, go. Yeah. And you can't. People know if you. It's like people can tell if you didn't do your homework.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you got a book report and you didn't read the book, niggas can tell. Like they don't care necessarily, but they can still tell.
For sure.
You know, like niggas can tell if you ain't been writing. Niggas can tell if you ain't been like, oh, I'm fucking.
And you can tell when someone has been writing because you're like, God damn.
Hell yeah.
You've been writing.
And then you get a whole room of people thinking about the concept of writing. Like that was a good joke. He really wrote that. Like people start thinking about writing now. Like you can influence people like that, or you can just fucking hump the stool for I don't know 5-minute increments of your hour. I mean, like you could do that. That's another avenue, but
it's another school.
I would be so sad if that happened, bro.
Yeah. All right. Next topic. What do you thought about this whole Trump shit, man? You got any thoughts on that? Have you been trying to stay involved? Paying attention?
Yeah.
Did you predict it? Did you?
I don't know about predicted, but it was very. I was at School of the Arts.
Yeah.
When they were projecting the results. And
it was not looking good.
Not lit. I heard it was kind of a buzzkill.
Dude, it was and also Tommy was like, no, let's like, what you want to do? You want to stay in here and do your same old jokes, or do you want to go into the little eating area and then do them while the results are going up? I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And this shit's making me sad. So I'm going home. This is way too much for me right now.
I think in Tommy's mind, Hillary's winning by a landslide, and we're super lit about the whole thing. Yeah. But I'm like, if that's not about to happen, bro, don't. But the thing is, like, you cut it off, everybody's still on their phones, like, looking at the results and shit. Like, you couldn't escape it.
Yeah.
It was fucking bad.
So y'all just powered through the mic anyways?
Myself was pretty decent. I don't know about nobody else. I was getting a couple little bits in with the commentary, but I was like, for what it was, I didn't bomb.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it wasn't lit, though, by any means.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. Especially when you got a dude who's, like, not following his dream well, and, like, the dictator for the next 25 years is being elected. Like, at the same time, it wasn't going great.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's and it's basically shining a light on motherfuckers you thought were kind of like iffy already.
Sure.
Like their thoughts and opinions. It was like, I don't like I kind of think I know where this nigga stand, but not really. And then this shit, I'm like, oh, okay, I know where this nigga stand for real.
Yeah.
Like the dude for the laughing gas. Like I just see some of the shit he be posting, and then fucking, I'm like, God, like really, man, you feel that? You feel that way? So if you feel that way, and you say these things like, how do you feel about me?
Yeah.
How do you feel about me?
Yeah.
And then you got now that it's like an urban club for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Can't hate money.
Yeah. Mm.
I don't know. It was definitely eye-opening and like kind of world-shattering socially.
Yeah.
Even if you were on the Trump side, like everyone experienced like, this is crazy.
It's never been so personal.
Like even if you were a Trump supporter, in your mind a little bit, there's not a lot of Trump supporters that were Trump supporters day one.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people you'll find
snowball.
That. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so even if when he got elected, I just really felt everybody was like, damn, dude, we just did that.
Yeah.
We just did that. Okay? And we got to see where it's going to take us, man. And this is the most involved in politics I've ever been.
Same.
I've never been so in touch with politics at all.
The best case scenario is a lot of Trump supporters die between now and the next election, and we can like take it again.
Problem is there's so many young niggas that voted for him, dude.
Sure. Yeah.
So we can't like that generation. It was like, oh my god, that generation that was like really fucked up. They are dying, nigga. We just fucking like copy the shit.
I did see a lot of Make America Great Again hats on NC State's campus.
You did?
Just like a lot.
You did.
When I saw one with DePashaw's school, like
wow,
I saw a bunch of hats. But I saw
I was about to say, but if someone's just wearing a red hat though, like they would on that campus. Like, did you see it specifically?
No, I saw the Make America Great Again.
Man. I saw a couple too, but then some people I was like, you're just far away. That might just be a red hat.
We had the same night?
Yeah, we did the show together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did do that together. But I was pulling up and I was like, well, I mean, shoot. I remember seeing like 3 or 4 and I was like, that's a lot. Nigga, like it's just out in public and shit. I mean, and NC State's campus is weird because
that shit was so smart to only have a red one too. Like there was never any other colors really. It was like just the red one, so you just know what it was as soon as you saw it.
And you think that peer pressure from like going out, like you feel some sort of like people would just like really you gonna wear that fucking hat? Like it would just create this environment where you just like, okay, I still do this thing, but I can't wear this hat.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're so bold.
There was a lot of people like that.
God damn, man.
It was like they're all dressed the same way with the duck boots and like it's like the same exact outfit. It was creepy. But going from UNCG's campus to like, which is like all about art and like kind of like it's like a hippie campus, kinda. I mean, then going to fucking NC State.
Yeah.
It was a huge shift, man. It was very like, I don't know. It felt like I felt like niggas was at work. Like I don't know. It felt like I was in an office space.
Yeah.
You know, like it wasn't like I don't know. People just kind of like shuffling, but doing jobs and shit. Like fucking, there was no energy. I felt like.
I feel that.
Dude, this is kind of plays in a little bit, but not really. But I'm finna call this nigga out, and I'll say this to this nigga's face. Dude, the door guy, laughing gas. All right, he's a nice guy sometimes.
Sure.
But this, okay, I'm gonna tell you how he how he looks. You've seen him, but you ever seen like a Middle Eastern dude in a movie? But he's got like they've shaved his head so he doesn't have like long hair.
Yeah.
Like he has like like they use like a number 2 on his fucking head.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, I don't know what this nigga's is. This nigga looks swarthy as fuck. Like it's real. That's how he looks. But you can also see that he's white, and all his sphere of influence because of the way he looks is white. But he is black. He's mixed.
Yeah.
But he goes on Facebook and he makes these like really, really racial jokes, like and just these memes but I'm like, dude, like these white people are looking at you and you are making this okay. Like I think I said this on the like, dude, you are the most irresponsibly black. You're really irresponsible with your blackness.
Because he has no responsibility because he doesn't look black. To the eye, especially in whatever. But I know exactly what you mean, and I definitely look at it and relate to it in many ways. As far as understanding what he's grown up and gone through being mixed. Yeah. But for whatever reason, there's some mixed people that are just so light-skinned that they do look white, and he's definitely in that category. And, I mean, I got all respect for him to say and comment on black culture as much as he feels like he should. He's got all respect to do that. But you got to understand, with any joke, with any communication, you're setting up a world of reality, especially on Facebook, on a thread. There's a world of reality that everyone's okay with, not okay with, okay with, not okay with. And it's just... He is letting some people get that out. Now, then the question is it good that they get those feelings out? Is it good that they have that discussion, or does that breed more of an okayness to feel this way?
No minds are being changed, from what I've seen.
For sure.
No.
Yeah.
All right, goddamn, man. You
And you can't just assume that everyone has that air of jest, like everyone else, like, oh, we're just joking, right? Now, there could be people on there that are like, this is preaching to the choir.
Well, there's a big thing with people who are a mixed race, just like picking white because it's like the winning team. So it's like I'm white. Like I remember one time I saw this girl and I was like, "So are you white?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm white." Well, technically I'm half Mexican. And I was like, "That's not white. That's not. Your last name is Ramirez."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
You just forget about the one drop.
Yeah, like you really, you can't just pick it because you
just
like.
made me think though, like if I had the option to be more light skinned and to look white, would I? And a little bit of me was like, should I? I mean, would that have been the better option to just convince everyone I was a white dude? Like if I was in
honestly, yes. Honestly, it would have been way better. Honestly, if I was you, I got a close white dude haircut. Fucking train on.
I'm definitely way too dark. I mean, and plus people always go Mexican or Hawaiian.
But the thing is, like, as long as you identify with white and like assimilate the white culture, you're fine, dude.
No, it's not, because I've been so close to white culture, and there's always a difference. They always know. They can see it. Like you'll never. It's like the.
Can't fool me, nigga.
It's like the one black dude in the white fraternity. To be honest, I still always have this energy as like. There's a they don't see. I don't know.
I'm saying I'm not talking about like, the organization. I'm talking about like as far as the uniformity, like just straight up dressing. Like when I'm talking about like when I see like a bunch of dudes walking around, like they all got like the shirt tucked in, short shorts, boat shoes, and I see like the it's like an Indian dude or whatever. He's like, sometimes I see like a straight African dude who's doing that shit. And I'm like, yo, nigga, you are brave. Like nigga, like Africans don't fuck with you and black people don't fuck with you. Like now, like you are by yourself, nigga. Like you are alone, nigga. But I'm like, I'm not saying like that'll work. But I'm saying like kind of like a hazelnut type, like a lightish brown dude, and kind of like just do that same uniform thing. You don't think it'll.
I just think at the end of the day, it's still better than us. It is like ingrained into like. You don't think that position is better than what you got right now? I don't envy anyone else's position than I have. I'd rather be me over anything else. But at the same time, I don't think there's any pure perk in the situation you're talking about, because with all that, I guess gravitation towards or more acceptance in white culture, it's pushing me farther away from black culture, because black people still at the same time have always treated me the same way too. Even if I was like really in black culture around black people, they still see me and understand me as being half white. So like it's kind of been this parallel. While I am both races, at the same time I'm also neither of those races. Like I am not black and I am also not white, but at the exact same time I am both those things. Yeah. I was saying better, more of like I don't think like the American standard, like just corporate, like getting job type sense, like fucking just, just hang, like just fucking. If you're hanging out with corporate ass white niggas, you doing corporate ass white nigga jobs. Like, sure. You see what I'm saying? So like, sure. I do. Basically, I feel like you're asking, do I get to cash in on every bit of white culture because I'm half white? No, I'm asking. I'm saying like
as far as
or
that,
white privilege
like,
is what I'm saying.
Like, there's another biracial dude out there who's like, man, I'm gonna get on this white shit. Like, you're kind of on like the nigga wave, like I'm gonna be my not.
I mean, sure. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not gonna deny that.
but you all like you hang out with niggas, you do nigga shit, like just you on that wave, but just
I
like
also hang out with plenty
you're not a basic ass white dude. Like you hang out white, but you're not hanging out with like basic ass white people. You don't have to like.
Yeah, I love how we just can't entertain the fact that there can be boring black people. You ever realize that we will not accept the fact that there's boring black people?
There are boring black people. I call them traditional. I call them conservatives.
When they're boring, there's something like still like athletic about
like
their boringness.
Ben Carson's still lit compared to a boring white dude. Like Ben Carson's still saying lit, boring ass story
because he's saying crazy shit too. You're like, because he wrote that book that was so great, bro. You know, everybody read it, and then he's also like, you know, dinosaurs might not be real.
Yeah, but that's lit for him to say. I'm like, nigga, how you gonna say that? You a doctor.
Smartest nigga I've ever met.
But like I'm saying, there's a biracial dude out there somewhere who's like, I'm gonna fucking get healthcare. Like he's your age, he's got healthcare. He's
Black
like,
people got healthcare.
But I'm not saying. But I'm saying you're on like I'm saying more like you decide to be more on like the artist type wave,
sure,
as opposed to like on some nigga shit, and he's just more on that corporate white dude wave.
See, I think that's more lifestyle than it is race. Because, I mean, you know, your brother is a black dude that's on that corporate grind.
He hates it.
Yeah, but he's killing it.
Burn up from the inside.
Honestly, the way he was talking about the other day, that's not how it seemed. He's all talking all money. He's talking all money. You remember I was like, literally... He
low-key can't talk to me no more. He's like, our lifestyle's too different. He was like, yeah, I went skydiving this morning. I was like, oh, okay. I can't, his shit is so different from mine, like, we can't even really...
That makes sense.
He's like, I was like, what kind of shoes you got? He was like, these are Johnsons. And I was like... When I say that, I'm like, where you get them from? He was like, he got like one dude named Johnson.
Yeah.
Who like custom makes his shoes and shit.
Well, look, we low-key need to wrap up because we're running out of battery.
Oh, shit, we are.
Where can people find you? Like on social media and stuff like that?
I guess Facebook, Zoe Myers.
And then also, we always let people close out with a song now. So you can pick any song.
Whatever song you want, man.
As long as we can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
It'll fade out into this
conversation. What do I want to fucking hear?
Slip in, slip out.
Oh, shit. Dude, I've really been into fucking Baltimore club music.
Okay.
Yeah, like really into that shit. Let me see. What do I want to hear? Oh, which one did I know? Well, no, let's do this one. Because this is kind of half Chicago, half Baltimore. Neither one of these motherfuckers can make up if it say shit or not. Cashmere's Percolator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
You fuck with Kendrick's new album?
Yes.
That shit's amazing. Good. I'm loving that shit, bro.
Yo, I literally don't think it's possible to listen to that song DNA and keep your shoulders still.
My shit is Love.
That's
love. Love. That's my
Pride's really good. That song with you.
God is good too, bro.
That song with you two is really good. I like the song with Rihanna too.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Good
one. Yeah. I mean, let me ask you something. Let me make this real quick.
Sure.
I am in a relationship with a white woman. This is the first time I've been in a relationship this long with a white woman.
Okay.
Might have to get some batteries.
So let me like have you like when you first started dating white women, did you feel like at times you had to like amplify your blackness?
Not
necessarily like always, but I mean like on some like brother like.
Nah, but she didn't know what's up.
Yeah,
she needs to know exactly what's up. Where do you get batteries on?
Like no, we got 9 minutes on the SD card anyways. Let's just get this right now. I do know there's specific times when maybe we're joking, we're talking about something, and then I'm like, hold on, let me break this down in a black.
Yeah.
You need to know that as black people, this is how we feel. This is how we look at this. When you do this, when you don't do this, when you're a part of this, when we say this, this is what this means. And for her to just kind of understand or get that, you know what I mean, just to help her navigate the world I'm gonna dip her in and out of as we're together. Yeah. Almost just in a way to like kind of help pave the road. I know what you mean.
She needs to know. She needs to know how the world sees her, how the world sees you, and then how the world sees y'all together. And you gotta she needs to understand. She needs to understand what is going on when y'all are out.
Yeah.
You know, it's not y'all not just out. Like it's like you gotta. Y'all, it's certain things going on.
Also, you gotta hope that she's doing that for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like letting you know, like, well, look, this is the third, blah blah blah.
Early on, like we would go out, and I was like, I'm pretty relaxed, you know, but I was finding that I was almost trying harder to be myself when I was out. Like instead of like sometimes I'm out and I won't be cursing, I won't be saying nigga, but when I'm out with her, like I'm like. these niggas is tripping, man. Fuck all this shit. Like
hyping it up a little bit.
Yeah. Like motherfuckers like, hey, he ain't lost himself. This nigga's still in touch. Hey, you still got it, nigga.
And it is a good mental exercise to keep it. I mean, like I'm saying, because like I've seen a lot of niggas just get lost in the sauce, and it's like, hi, how are you? What's going on? I'm like, fucking Damien, like nigga, like what happened, bro?
And I wonder if they, when they
she's so wonderful.
I wonder if they chalk up some stuff to just like some black shit, like I guess black people do that.
Yeah.
But we're just like being an asshole or just doing something random.
Hey, whatever it is, man, utilize that shit though. Yeah. Utilize that shit. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't like start cussing niggas out and throwing chicken. I don't know, like if it's just like, it's just like I don't know. She needs to know what's up. Like it's more like a car talk. Like it's fucking like, hey, before we go in here, like if I take a white girl to Dave's Chicken and Waffles, I'm like, listen, it's about to be an experience for you. On two different ways, like you know what I'm saying, like there's gonna be a lot of black people in here.
Like I do remember specifically this one time we were at this like fucking pool area, blah blah blah, Labor Day weekend, bunch of black people, bunch of white people. We're walking around this corner on this thing, and then we turn this corner, and it is a family of black people, but it's mainly like the mom, a bunch of like sisters all around the same age, maybe one or two guys and like a baby, and I'm holding hands with my white girlfriend. As soon as we cross, and they just all, as if they couldn't help it, but very unapologetically laugh at me and my girlfriend. They pretty much just laugh at the concept.
Yeah.
Like that. Like as if, I mean, and it was really on some like, and I even laughed too because I was like, y'all really couldn't wait because I knew what they were laughing at.
Yeah,
and I was like, y'all really couldn't wait until you were right behind us and been that disrespectful. But I feel like it was such a surprise. But then if all just laughed and then you could just hear it.
But then if you flip out though, oh, angry, crazy black dude.
Exactly.
All white people, you know what I'm saying? Like fucking
my girlfriend, I mean, she's definitely embarrassed and like I'm just like, look, you just got to understand they're laughing at me and at the situation, but it's not really Micah and Emily. That it's the concept.
Yeah. And white and black.
And we don't fit that concept in general, so they're in their world. That's how they respond, but we're not a part of that world right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. In their mind, a little bit of them like they're taking another one from us. You know, I don't know you, and you're obviously a bitch. So
that shit.
You don't know me, bitch. That clawing away at your black. You don't own any of these black men either. You know what I mean? I hate when people say shit like that.
It is a little bit more.
Like where were you motherfuckers years ago?
It's a little bit more. I don't want to say exhausting. It's a little bit. I mean, having a relationship is exhausting, period. But it's a little more exhausting when you're a brown dude with a white girl. It's just really you gotta keep an eye out. Yeah. You got to. Like when I couldn't handle the snickering. Like that would have made me go crazy. What I get is like people will stop talking.
I honestly
conversations will shut down.
Yeah, that I honestly sympathize with it because I could really, 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 really tell how genuine the
ignorance was,
the criticism was, the laughter, like it literally like caught them off guard. So I was like, I can't even fault y'all for that. Yeah. It'd be different if y'all saw us from across the street, walked over, and then tried to get some shit popping. Then I'd be like, y'all just malicious. It was just really that corner.
It was like, oh shit, white.
I was a little surprised to see all of them at the same time too. I don't want to be like I was embarrassed, but as they saw us, I like just knew what was about to go down. I was about to be like, y'all got to do this. Y'all feel like y'all have to do this, and that's not. And that's the part where I feel like it's more on y'all than on me. I didn't really take it.
Yeah.
I fucking, goddamn, how I can explain this. I felt like, all right, so here's the thing that happened yesterday. Not yesterday, but last weekend. I go see my lady at the bar.
Sure.
And I walk in and we're just kind of like talking and I make a joke. And white dude sitting next, like a couple of things down. He's like, hey, your voice sounds familiar. Have I heard you anywhere? And I was like, I don't know, man. I've like kind of been here my whole life. I don't know nothing. And she was like, well, he does comedy, blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, he was like, well, if I remember you, that's saying something. Which I was like, all right, whatever, Nick. Yeah, but then he does this thing. I was like, well, hey, man, what's your name? And this is what he does. He's like, hey, read my card and tell him my name.
To who?
He said that to my girlfriend. He said that to her.
See,
and so I was like, is this motherfucker trying to... Like, it's just like some
white whispering.
That's some ego shit more than I feel like some race shit though. I feel like
I think you would have pulled that on anybody, but I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to think how mad I would get if a nigga did that to me. Yeah. Just any man did that to me, I'd be like, yo, first of all, don't talk to my girl. So first, I don't talk to my girl.
I would be like, do y'all know each other? And then you start shutting the fuck up. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you got his back up. Cause like this, like I don't. Oh man. That's an asshole movie.
Yeah, I was like, dude.
But also the race.
Yeah.
It makes it worse.
Like,
It's so worse.
damn it, man.
Oh, dude, that's a legitimate. You should get a black eye moment though.
Think?
I think so.
What did you do?
That's disrespectful.
I was like, really? I was like, nigga, you got balls. Like,
yeah.
You asked my girlfriend to read. You couldn't just tell me your fucking name.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I was like, nigga, I don't even want to know your name now.
Yeah, he
got. You don't exist.
When I say black eye, I mean Zoe was warranted to give him a black eye. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
That's some disrespectful shit. Like if I go shake a man's hand and I'll get a handshake and he's just like, unless he's sick and he's like, fuck your handshake. That's another moment of like, okay, I should hit you right now. Cause like that's dude, I don't know why, but my granddad was so he's like that's the most disrespectful thing you can do to a man. It's like just disregard the handshake.
Bang.
Or put your elbows on his table.
Okay. Random acts of violence. Random acts of violence from Micah Hanner, Zoe Myers, and JD Ethers. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, thanks for listening to another episode of the Open Micers podcast.
And listen, if you need to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it is at the Open Micers. And for bookings or general questions, it's theopenmicers@gmail.com.
And if you guys are listening on iTunes, please go rate and review. Rate and review is the easiest way for the podcast to grow and to get more people to listen.
Yeah, and just follow your dreams, nigga,
Yeah, just in general, you got a dream.
Do that shit.
Do that shit, bro. Thanks.
It's time for the percolator. 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 It's time for the 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 percolator. It's time